Vibe blowing at the jack, got the loud jumping at the pack. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the band jumping at the bag. Vibe blowing at my jack, got the loud jumping at the pack. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the band jumping out the bag. Another milestone, look at that. Paper boy on my paper route till I'm 6 down on my back. I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl's still a fan. And yo girl at the live show, so don't act like I ain't the man. I'm kicking my feet up, get frank like Aretha. I'm calm but I'm teed up, just flip me a stack. The Rio just doubled up off of the muscle, I stuck to the task. They see me, I'm trouble, I'm bubbling up till it's stuck. And they want me to stay where I'm at. I'm good everywhere that I'm stepping, my presence is crucial. You know that this shit not on trend. On a big wave, I'm controlling the tide. Snake eyes when you rolling the dice. So with the stakes inside, I could never take another nigga advice. They can't reach the sky, I'm aiming up high. I just wanna know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like, I come from outside of this. Out the quicksand, I'm the big man, doing big things. Cop a big change, up a state lines, doing stage dives on cam. It ain't no limit to my vision. Check the temp, I'm on fire with it. Got the band jumping out the bag, Prosecco on ice. I'm nobody nice, gonna run up a check. Demand my respect, I'm doing the most. I never quit, they want me to quit. I'm good as it come, I'm good as it gets. Vibe blowing at the jack, got the loud jumping out the pack. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is
and you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Yeah. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.
What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to the internationally known and the recognized symbol of YouTube and excellence and entertainment, the Boss Up Show, part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne of this ish, the King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth, yours truly, the notorious one, aka Mr. Coachellini, better known as the prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA, also known as EWF. That is every woman's fantasy in the whole fucking show. I'm the CEO Niggero of Fixes Binds LLC, the unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me, like Kevin Samuels called me, Senor Gregorio Graybeard. The ladies love to call me Mr.
Your third leg was just phenomenal.
Also the man with one trabajo. That is the ecclesiastical Mitch Slapper. You're looking at the anointed one.
Acknowledge me.
The founding father of the after pill, the junior college sociologist, the Morpheus of the mating matrix, the chocolated Confucius, the Black Moses, the deliverer. Also known as the man that ecclesiastically walks in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game. Oh, yeah. You can call me Malo Poppy, Anti-CGA, Lord of the Lings, Greg DiBiase, Greg Fu Young, or you can also call me James Bine, or CGA, see God Allah, the benevolent monarch, and the reigning and defending 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. We got a great show for you lined up today. CGA going to take a victory lap already. Wow. Just like that. You know what I mean?
New
The main event topic, Lavar Ball, father of just recently traded LaMelo Ball to the Minnesota Timberwolves, all right, formerly of the Charlotte Hornets, of the number 2 draft pick, Lonzo Ball, former UCLA basketball player, messed up his career wearing them big baller brand shoes. Think he plays for the Chicago Bulls. I don't know who he playing with at this particular point. And father of Jello Ball, who came out robbing, shoplifting in China, but also former UCLA basketball player and Jello Ball rapper. I can't remember his song, but yes. The father, the architect, the brand, the leader, the father of the decade, Lavar Ball, announcing that his wife is divorcing him after 30 years of marriage. Oh my goodness gracious. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Oh, the humanity.
CGA again. Gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts and we're going to break down the marriage wheel. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And at any particular time, you can catch that work. You can catch wreck. All right? You can catch wreck. Shout out to Eminem and Royce the 5'9". All right? You can get busy at some particular point. I'm going to tell you, man, it is an evil world we live in because no matter how long you're married to your sweetie, at some particular point, you can get got.
Gotcha, bitch.
At any point. Now, we don't know the dirty details about this, but Lavar Ball, I'm going to mix their names up the entire stream, but Lavar Ball announced that his wife left his ass when he was on one foot.
Gotta get my bag.
All right, she got up out of there. She was like, oh, hell no, nigga, you out here looking like Peg Leg McGee. They done chopped off half your leg. You out here limping around. I'm out of here. 5,000, as they used to say back in the 1990 trade. All right, I'm outie 5,000. All right, hell no. You out here limping like Captain Hook?
Gotta get my bag and run.
It's time to go. Okay, left his ass. All right, goodness gracious. We got the coverage of that, and we're going to talk about how this can happen to you, anybody. But Lavar Ball actually is a strong personality, and we don't know the details behind the scenes about who caused the divorce, but he said she up and left. And she's filed for divorce on him, and she's looking for Eddie. I want half. Okay, we don't know what's going on, so we're gonna figure that out. There's no loyalty in these streets. There's no God in marriage. There's no loyalty in marriage, and it's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when. You can get to 30 years and get got. Okay, damn, 30 years.
Gotcha, bitch.
One thing I've always said here, we talk about marriage and divorce here. I talk about, examples from my divorce, and you don't know all of the details, but we talk about how it's difficult to recover from a divorce. It's a difficult thing. And I always say one of the best things that happened to me in my divorce is that I got divorced at age 36. That was when the separation happened. And then, the divorce took a couple of years. So 38-ish is when it was finally finalized and all of that stuff. But then there was even a lot of mess that happened after that. It took another 10 years for us to clear up the custody shit and constantly fighting over custody and making court appearances. These are the things that people don't see. They just think people just sign for divorce and everybody moves on with their lives. Nope. It takes a while to rebuild your life. You have to rebuild your life after a divorce. And many times, for men, the longer the marriage was, if the divorce happens after 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 years, all right, the harder it is for you to ever financially recover, no matter how much money you have. And if you can get divorced as early as possible, you have a better chance to recover. And that was one of the gifts that I got, all right, that I was not in my 40s when I got a divorce, because it would have been much more difficult. If my kids were older, I was in my 40s, it would have been much more difficult. A lot of people don't know the time that it takes to recover from a divorce. They just think you get divorced and just go outside and start partying and running the nightclubs. No, man, you got to rebuild. And people are looking at my life and like, oh, he's finally getting it in at 49. It was because he couldn't get it in his 20s. No, I was a family man in my late 20s, and then certainly recovering from my divorce in my 40s. It took all of that time, especially if you have a contentious divorce, as I did. It was contentious. We really didn't get along at all during the entire process of our kids being young into early adulthood. We didn't communicate at all. We never got along, so it was contentious the entire time. As a result, you can't recover. Okay, you can't recover because financially, since it's contentious, a lot of your time and resources are going to be put towards that, as opposed to, you know, getting it in and macking and taking girls. You know, you can still have time to date, but you're still focused on 50-50 custody and making sure the kids are okay, recovering financially, you know, making good decisions. So you ain't got time to get it in then. So my whole plan was to, wait, I'm going to get it in. All right. And when my kids turn 18 and 19, I'm getting it in. Speaking of, it is Brooklyn's birthday today. Shout out to Brooklyn. It is his 19th birthday. All right. 19th birthday today. Whoop, whoop. Shout out to you. All right. Shout out to him. I'm going to take him out. Got him some gifts and all of that stuff. We'll take him out to lunch in between several of my meetings. But yeah, man, I'm finally able to get it in. But here's the deal. The longer you stay married to make it work, the harder the divorce will be. Okay. The harder the divorce will be. It's going to be harder for you to recover if you recover at all. So that's the difficulty of the great divorce. So people will hop up here and say, well, I'm married and it's working. I'm in year 10. I'm in year 12. I'm in year 15. I'm in year 20. And I'm like, well, I hope you never get divorced, because the likelihood of you getting divorced at this point is higher. This is the highest demographic. This age group above 50 is the highest demographic of divorcing people. Okay. It is the highest demographic. The millennial divorces are starting to kick in now. All right. So they're low, but they're starting to kick in because these people are turning 40 now. And that's the age of divorce. They were touted, the millennials are being the less likely to divorce because, well, they were just in their early stages of marriage. So they were like, the millennials have the least divorce. And I was like, wait till they turn 40. And as you're seeing, a lot of millennials are turning 40 and they getting divorced. All right. So they have they have a rising rate of divorce as well, which statistically makes sense. All right. Nobody's just going to be staying. No generation is just going to figure it out and they're going to have a low divorce rate. That's like saying Gen Z has a low divorce rate. Of course, none of them are over 31. Okay. So of course they have a low divorce rate if married at this particular point, but they're also the least likely to be married of any of these generations. So you can put that in your pipe and smoke it. But gray divorces after the age of 45 are detrimental to you in many, many ways, meaning in effect that if there's a contentious fight over resources, then that can extend to destroying all of your hard work forever. So a lot of people are sitting there nervous right now listening to this stream after touting how great their marriage is. Coach, I've been married for 20 years and we've never had an argument. Okay. Like I always say, man, it's the clock is set. Right. The clock is set. At some particular point, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and you better have a plan when that happens. But other than that, we got news on former Rap City host from the 2000s, the early 2000s. Big Tigger arrested on domestic abuse and child endangerment charges. We're going to talk about what's going on there. All right. Him cohabitating. And he also got married just recently to this woman. I don't think they've been married for longer than 2 years. And already the shit has gone left. We're going to see if there was any red flags this guy could have potentially overlooked. We also have news on the father who admitted to an incestuous relationship with his daughter, who later self-deleted herself. Obviously, I covered this case a few months ago. Well, we now have news about what his penalties are, and people are quite shocked. News on 63-year-old Jennifer Lewis. This is a theatrical black actress. She has news about how many men she has got piped down by. Wait till you hear this news. And I always tell you, your mamas and your aunties and grannies were skeezers. Okay, they were skeezers back in the day. And we also have a son of a video vixen coming out talking about how his mama was a nasty 304. Oh my goodness gracious.
But I know you too, man. I've known you for a long time, and I know that you like hoes.
Wow. Well, now, wait a minute.
What? Well, now, wait a minute. All right. Anyway, to contribute to today's show, $ the Notorious CGA on the Cash App, Venmo, Coach Rick Adams TV, PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Rick Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. What a day. What a day. All right. Let me get into here and get into the earlier contributors to today's show. And I really, really appreciate you for contributing to these shows because they're very vital and important. You know, we talk about things, and not only do we talk about things, we're not a gossip place. We don't gossip. We don't believe in drama over here. We don't build up drama. We stand on our square. We have our philosophy. We have our brands. We're growing our businesses. We're giving you the secret tools to success over here. And then what we do is we take situations and then we learn from them. That's what we're doing. And we have the little jokes here and there as well. But that's what we do over here. And not many people can do it and do it well. Shout out to you. But Ian Williams says, that's Hollywood. New world order. CGA, he says, you didn't know, you better recognize. All right, shout out to you. Oh, you didn't know? Well, your ass better call somebody. Hey, by the way, man, we will be getting into season 9 officially once we get into August. So we're getting into the re-evolution of the CGA brand out there, and we're going to be covering some various topics. We're going to get into different lanes, but we're going to stay with the relationship dynamic conversation is still going to be litty over here, but we're continuing to evolve in this show, and I'm looking forward to the season 9. Going to be fine out here. And we're leaving punk ass niggas behind. That's what we're doing. Hakeem is in the building. Hakeem Shafi. He says, CGA, I'm on vacation for a month. It's great to be able to catch a live stream. After this vacation, I will be moving back to Europe from Africa, which you actually told us funny stories about Africa. All right. Over on the Money Mindset on Sunday. So I'll never forget that. But thank you for that travel advice. He says, one of the best things about the free agent lifestyle is not boxing yourself in and being able to move at a moment's notice because you're not tied down. Shout out to you. Free agent lifestyle for life. And our brother Hakeem has already double sponsored today's show.
I'm ready.
Yeah, let's go. Hakeem is in the building. Shout out to Hakeem.
I'm ready.
All right, he's been moving and shaking and making moves around here, and he's truly living the free agent lifestyle. I met up with Hakeem while in Amsterdam. All right, Coach Gang member. He was like, "You're gonna be in Amsterdam? I'm gonna be near Amsterdam. Let's get together and have a Coach Gang. What we call it, a powwow." All right, and I was there, brother. And shout out to you. Kaylin says, I knew you would speak on this when the news came out yesterday. Say what you want about Lavar Ball. He cared for his wife while she had a stroke. She leaves him after he done lost his leg. Oh, no. Marriage isn't worth the risk. Even after 30 years with a divorce. Yeah, you put in 30 years, man. Nobody wants to end their marriage in the divorce. Nobody intends to get divorced going into a marriage, especially men. Men typically don't. Women do. Women know that they can just pull that card from, underneath their sleeve at some particular point. She got a trick up their sleeve. So the divorce is planned before the wedding. Okay, if it doesn't work out, I could just divorce him. Where men don't go in, they'll be like, all right, I got to keep this together. They're not getting married to get divorced. Not one man wakes up and be like, I'm going to get married and divorce my wife and then make plans after that. Okay. Doesn't happen. He says in other news, Drake's Prawn Star baby mama got married to a man 10 years younger than her on Father's Day. She got her simp. We'll see how long that lasts. Well, I don't think she's really. I was going to cover that story, but I'm really not interested in that story. Like, I see stories, man, and I'll be like, should I cover that? And I'll be like, nope. Sometimes it hits with the editors back in the day in Hollywood. You know what I mean? What did they say? They would cut it out. All right. And then they would clip your clip out and it would be right there at the bottom of the floor. All right. So you record a movie, you record a TV show, and then you're like, I'm going to be in this new movie. And then they just clip it out. And then you're looking at the movie, waiting for you to, where's my scene at? It's on the cutting room floor, as they used to call it. It's on the cutting room floor. So a lot of stories end up on the cutting room floor. And that one did. I was like, in my earlier days, I would have covered that. I probably would have made a 15-minute video where I would have talked about it for 3 minutes and dragged it on for 12 minutes. You know, content creators do that. Press one in the chat if you still are used to content creators doing that shit, where they'll take a thing and they'll put a thumbnail up and they're like, this is bad. It's over. This is the worst. All right. They're going out bad. This person's down bad. They dusty, right? Like the person does that as a thumbnail, and they basically be like, all right, let's talk about this issue here. And then they'll talk about it for 2.5 minutes. And then for the rest of the minutes, they got to cover at least get to 8 minutes so they can get an ad ran on it. And then they'll ramble for 12 or 15 minutes, sometimes changing the subject completely. All right. All right. I'm like, boy, and these people are like, I'm better content creator than you. Not, nigga, you don't even got nothing. All right. All you got is some clips and some edits, and you know what? All right. Clickbait shit. The clickbait. It's crazy. All right. Somebody said, not going to lie, I still do that on my channel. Well, here's the thing. You have to do that on your channel. I don't mind you doing it. You could have created a YouTube short, but of course you're not going to get paid. So it's the best thing you need to do as to make sure you get an ad ran on your channel. I would advise you as a content creator, you must do that. You got to do it. But at the end of the day, here's the problem. Your audience is going to start losing trust in you. Okay. They're going to be like, all right, here they go again with another clickbait. You know, you're going to be invested in it. You're going to click on it. You're going to click on it because you're going to be like, this is horrible. This is bad. Then they put somebody crying on the thumbnail. I mean, complete clickbait. They think they're content creators. People are going to click on it. But what they'll find is they can't monetize that audience, because this is the reason why. Your audience is going to lose trust in you after a while. Okay. Maybe for a year or two, they're going to be in on the scam. All right. They're going to be in on a scam. They can't help but clickbait, you know, some drama, some gossip, clickbait. Your watch time, your average watch time is 2 minutes and 57 seconds of a 15-minute video, because people get tired after 3 minutes and be like, all right, this nigga ain't talking about shit. All right. And so, yeah, they'll say things like, this content creator's life is over. This content creator's life is ruined. And you're like, and then you click the video, they don't reference any of that. There's no reference of what's ever on the thumbnail or the title. And guys, do I do that to you? I don't do that to you. And I'm a content creator. The reason why I'm able to monetize my audience is because I build trust. All right. I build trust in my audience, and I give them authentic stories, and I report on the real, and I don't have innuendo and gossip, drama, beef. We stick to the story. We stick to what my talking points are, and we teach you in the middle of all that. That's why you can hold an audience for 4.5, 5 hours per day, because they trust in what you're saying is authentic. And you're not just clickbaiting you. By the way, shout out to my thumbnails. You see my thumbnails? My thumbnail, brother Hytham, be on it. All right. He's been good. People were like, your thumbnails. All right, Hytham, make me some thumbnails. All right. No big deal. All right. He's been working for me and working with me for the last 6 months. All right. They want thumbnails. By the way, my best performing video this week is the thumbnails that I created, but it'll get some time because people don't even recognize that CGA. Oh, okay. He's got new thumbnails, but no big deal. There's some thumbnails. All right. But people don't click they don't click my show for the thumbnails. You know what they click? They click because they know I'm going to be live here on YouTube. It's the Boss Up Show. I don't need a thumbnail. I don't need a subject matter. I'll just be like, CGA is live, and I'll still get 1,200 people watching me. All right. Just with no thumbnail. 1,200 people going to watch the show. All right. I might not get the next 800 to get to 2,000. But I guarantee you, if I didn't have a thumbnail or a subject, I still will have 1,200 people watching me, because El Jefe, the boss, is here. All right, shout out to you. All right, we got our brother Kalen, the contributor, so I appreciate that. We already had a support from Ian Williams, and then a sponsorship already, knocking it out the box from our brother Hakeem. Okay, we got a couple more. It is Miles says, I had to donate early on this one. He says, this one hits different, coach. Lavar nursed that woman back to help, almost passing away, and she still left his ass. 30 years of marriage down the liquid Drano, just like that. The human beings we are cultivating today are absolutely disgusting. Send it. Oh, no. Okay. Cold-blooded. It's a cold-blooded world.
It's an evil world we live in.
Now, I'm pretty sure she's going to have to come out and say that he beat her ass from pillar to post, and he was abusive, narcissist, and she would be right. She got plenty of evidence of him being a narcissist. All right, and he would admit he's a narcissist. So there's that. And he says, also, coach, loyalty from women is an illusion. We have to accept the fact that relationships today will never resemble what they used to be and the values they always stood for. Like you said at studios, the 21 studios, dating died with the smartphone. So did marriage. Yes, indeed. Yep. Staying loyal and faithful. Like, women today don't have to stay loyal to you. They don't have to be with you forever, especially if they're not getting something from it. Briefholtz law. No need to associate with you. Just move on. They can live on their own. They can drive their own car, get their own bank accounts. They don't have to stay with you for 50 years like Nana. They don't have to. They can go get a job. They can start their career at 50, 55, 60. Yeah, I mean, they can do it. They can live in a hovel. They can downgrade their lives. I mean, so whatever it is, they can win. They don't need you like that. Our brother here, it is the smart nurse, RN. He says, coach, I just returned from Bohol in the Philippines, was there almost 2 weeks, and for 2 weeks in March, 2 more years, and I'm there permanently. Shout out to the CGA passport gang, the free agent lifestyle for life. I have a young woman that lives in Manila from that particular peninsula. All right. And there's a lot of little peanuts out there. I'm pretty sure you had your fun out there with the Philippines. All right. The little peanuts.
I shut the fuck up.
All right. Shout out to you. And he was there for 2 weeks, probably returning as somebody's baby daddy. All right. You're definitely going to be a baby daddy out there.
I'm Pepe.
All right. Shout out to you. And our brother Neon Dion says, coach, you're undefeated in this shit. Also, one of the funniest ninjas on the internet. She got 3 sons that's multi-millionaires. She don't need him anymore. No, she don't. She don't need Lavar Ball. She's like, I got 3 sons making a bunch of money. They'll take care of me. You're worth more divorced than you are married. I'll just let my son husbands take care of me. And she will, because look at the women that the sons picked. All right. They're not picking good women either. Lavar Ball tried to warn the boys of that too. Don't marry these hoes and skeezers. What did they do? 2 or 3 of them impregnated and married hoes and skeezers. So yeah. Okay. Shout out to Smart RN. He said, yep, he gonna be somebody's baby daddy. That's the best thing about peanuts. We all get a shot at a peanut. All right. We all get a shot. All right. So some of us all got a shot at the same woman. And he definitely, some of us are gonna be a baby daddy. But yeah, man, let's shout out to you. These the Ball brothers are definitely going to take care of my mammy. Dear mammy. All right, anyway, let's get into this part of the show here. We got Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Is it Straggle and Sniggle Theater? Yes, my assistant said it's Straggle and Sniggle Theater, so it's going to be Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater, do me a favor. Just give me the likes. Don't ask or scroll. Ho, ho, mugga, mullo. We got Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Apparently, a road rage traffic incident was caught on tape in Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, home of the scandalous. All right. And it's between a black man and a big old Nordic, Swedish, Viking white woman. All right. Man, wait till you see this particular video.
Where the white women at?
All right, so wait till you see this video here. Apparently, they're somewhere down in traffic there. And as you can see, Negro got the dope boy Mercedes-Benz from 1993. All right, shout out to him riding his granny. You know, niggas are going to ride their granny's Mercedes. Granny, you using a Mercedes? Granny got like 5,000 miles on a Mercedes. It's still clean. You know, a Lexus, a Chevy Capri, an Impala. You know, your grandpa and grandpa got 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it. Because he worked at the plant right down the street. All right. He worked at the bread factory down the street for 35 years. He didn't put no mileage on it. Granny didn't drive at all. Anytime Granny get on the road, bitch be driving like 3 miles up to the store. All right. But shout out to him with the dope boy Mercedes-Benz. All right. Hey, man, he been dreaming of that car his entire life. Now in his midlife crisis, he able to afford and obtain one. All right. Shout out to him. I ain't mad at it. All right. But apparently, as you can see in this footage here, he is blocking the road there. And he has boxed in this woman that's going to jump out the vehicle. Let's take you to the scene here. We're going to play the whole video and we're going to break it down. So bear with us. There's going to be some cursing here.
Quiet, girl. Fight me. Hit me. Fuck, motherfucker.
Oh.
Get fucking out of my fucking face!
Oh.
Get the fucking shit!
Oh.
Get the fuck out of here, man!
Oh.
Yeah, you tell me look where I am, look where you are!
Oh no. What's happening here? All right. As you can see, the situation has been diffused. This little black man with this big old tall white woman. Oh no. What happened? Oh my goodness. Hey man, can anybody tell me what happened? What are we doing here? Wow, man, boy. Hey, man, look.
Skinny black dude, big white girl. Skinny black dude, big white girl. Skinny black dude,
oh no,
white girl. Skinny black dude,
well,
white girl.
I mean, a match made in heaven. I mean, I'm a small black man, and I've had my share of big Viking bitches. All right, they like black men, small, tall, large, or not. We all got the. Oh my goodness, what?
Skinny black dude, big white girl. Skinny black dude, big white
wow.
girl. Skinny
all
black
right,
dude,
anybody?
white girl. Skinny black dude, big white girl.
Man, this started off very passionately, aggressively. That Viking woman definitely needing some. She need to get digged down. I mean, I has my share of blonde hair Viking bitches. They're quite my favorite too. The Germans, the Swedish, the Belgians. All right, I've had my Viking broads in my life. You know, I mean, I love a Viking bitch. All right, but I know the exact moment. All right, I know the exact moment when this situation's tide turned, and I'm going to take you to the exact situation here. All right. I'm going to take you to the exact moment the tide turned here. Let's go ahead and add this to the stage here. As you can see, we have a very contentious moment here. There's a lot of you see, she's coming out fighting mad. She's upset. You know, she out here horny and shit. All right. And you can see the size differential there. She's definitely got about 6 inches on him, maybe 4 to 6 inches in height. And he's backing up because he didn't know how tall a Viking bitch could be. Because if you live in South Central Los Angeles, you're not used to tall Viking women. You know, see, I lived in Orange County. I've seen my share of Viking women. So you seen him back up. He was like, oh, Lord. Okay. Wow. And she out screaming. All right. Doing her best. Ricola. All right. And now she jumped out aggressively. He backpedaling. Damn. She all in his grid. Call him a punk mother sucker. Called him and then look down on the nigga. Hey, man, that's crazy. Look down her nose at this nigga. And he got quiet real quick. All right, look at him. Then she walking him back, and he's like, bitch, you better get out my face.
Get fucking out of my fucking face!
Oh, my goodness. And take a look at that. Backing him down. But why? Oh, no. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Well, this might indeed be the time. This is the exact moment where this tide had turned because he got him a good old grip of them big Viking milky creamy titties. All right, yo. All right. Wowzers. All right, that's the moment the tide shifted, and that's also the moment where her tide shifted. She was like, that felt good. He pushed him up because, you know, you guys don't realize no matter if you're a short man or a tall man, no matter if she's a short woman or a tall woman, they all like to get dominated.
I like to get dominated.
Yeah, dominated.
Choked, whooped, spanked, you know, told what to do. I need a man to take charge.
See?
And let me just, you know, be goofy.
See, they both horny at the end of the day. I always tell you, if you find an angry man, you're going to find a horny man. All right? Most angry dudes are just horny. All right? They just horny. They just need some pussy. All right? Ain't nothing going to cure that anger like the sweet, sweet, sweet nectar of that old punani. All right? You know what I mean? Grabbing some titties. You know what I mean? Give it the purple nurple. You know, squeezing the nipple. You know what I mean? Putting your finger, you know, giving a little smell test. You know, you just need some. Same thing with women. When they're cantankerous and moody, they need to get dick down and dominated.
I like to get dominated.
All right, that's all that's happening here. And so you have two sexually frustrated people. All right, and then all of a sudden, soon as we get the foreplay, we have the great reset. They both reset themselves. And then they just realize, why are we mad? We can actually help each other. there it is right there. He was like, oof, I've never had some milky white, pillowy titties, you know, because a lot of black dudes ain't had that milky white Viking titties. You know what I mean? Because like however white she is on the outside right here, as soon as you get them shirt off, you see some milky white. You see the milky whites, all right, with the blue veins in the titties. You know what I mean? With the blue veins, you know what I mean? Like coming from the nip. Never mind. This is too much. YouTube is going to say something about this. But coming from the areola area, there's going to be this big old split of blue veins coming from the, yeah. Black guys never been with white women. You don't understand what I'm talking about. All the men and the white men know right from the pink area here, there's going to be just a branching out of blue veins. You know what I'm talking about? Don't act like, okay, YouTube, I'm just describing the anatomy. First time you see this, you're going to be like, oh, all right. Yeah. You're going to go crazy. You're going to be like, this is exactly what I dreamed of all my life. I didn't realize how much of this is an aphrodisiac. All right, let me move on because I'm starting to tell on myself. All right, anyway. All right, this is when people, I was just describing the anatomy here, but let's continue here. What had happened was he got him a handful of that pistol grip pump, and then he was like, and then she's still kind of carrying it over, but she recognized that he's diffused the situation here. He trying to be aggressive, but he horny now. All right, now they ready to kiss. He tried. Oh look! See, he patted her. He tried to get another big. He like, let me get a pin. Look, he patting her on the side. He was like, look here. Why don't we just go ahead and take this somewhere else? You know what I mean? Let's just go ahead and take it back to the Momo. I think we're good here. You know what I mean? I think we're good here. I think we can meet somewhere else out here. Now he got the hand on the shoulder. He breaking all the touch barriers now. All right. He got his first hands on some milky German titties. He grabbing her arm fat and all of that shit. And now she looking at him like, She been needing some BBC. She been needing some good loving. You know what I mean? She been holding out for a little bit. All right, now he touching both arms. Look at him. Oh my goodness. This is a match made in heaven. Look at this shit right here. He touching her cheeks. Hold up for a second. Let's turn the volume down. Look at him. He touching her cheeks. He like, baby, why don't we take this somewhere else? It's okay. Everything's all right. Yeah, look, hand on the shoulder. Let me lay your head on my pillow. Oh, I fucked it up. Here we go. And oh my. To wrap you in my warm embrace. Oh my goodness. And I make it last forever. Yes, I catch a glimpse of heaven when you let me wrap you in. Oh, look at that. More touching. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, another, oh my goodness, another hug. To wrap you. Two hugs. My warm embrace. And look, she's smiling now. She's smiling, bro. Yes, I catch a glimpse of heaven when you let me wrap you in. Oh my goodness. Look at him, Pookie. Look at Pookie. Old ass nigga. Look at you, old ass nigga. You ain't shit, nigga. Okay. Look at him. Look at him showing teeth. Look. Niggas always gotta show their teeth. Look at him. He limping. All right. What's that in your pocket, homie? All right. Is that a banana in your pocket? Or are you happy to see her? Pause. All right. Look at this nigga. Niggas ain't shit, bro. All them teeth. Niggas always gotta show their teeth. Ladies, I told you, men are simple. I've been telling women for a long time. We don't get mad at women. We're just horny. All right. We're just horny. We're not mad at you. We're just sexually frustrated. And so are you. Let's just solve this in the bed. Let's just solve this in the bedroom. All right. We can just take out our angst for everybody else. Oh my goodness. OG out here pulling the big Viking broad. All right. I hope he had a good time with that woman because I would have a great time with her. This is a crazy. This is incredible. Men, take note. Men, take note. There are just some sexually frustrated women out here, right? That just need a little bit of caressing. Just, it's okay, baby. It's okay. I understand. Yeah, listen, I know just exactly what you need right here. Let me get that throat. Let me get that neck. You should start massaging her neck like this. You like that, don't you? All right, lay down right here. Right now, take off your clothing. All right, anyway. All right, anyway. We got Straggle Sniggle Theater. We apparently have a man saying that he is a podiatrist. I might have it wrong. He's a foot doctor. All right, apparently. I think podiatrist is a children's doctor. I don't know. All right, we have a man claiming to be a foot doctor, and he wants to do foot checks on women in the grocery store. And take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is going around with his meta glasses, claiming to be a foot doctor, and saying that if he needs to do some wellness checks on women's feet. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. And look at these pretty toes and chiclets. All right. That's a nice little foot right there. She got a nice little arch in her foot. Holy mackerel. I mean, we got some starving niggas.
We just looking at the booty. We looking at the breast. We looking at her neck. We looking at her feet. We looking at her.
No, I ain't looking at no feet. Man, ain't nobody looking at no feet.
You don't looking at feet? Yes, I'm looking at feet.
So podiatrist is correct. Oh, okay. She got some nice little feet. She got their feet out. And why are these women out here so willingly? These women are super easy. Are they falling for this or are they freaky? All right. Because why are they out here taking their damn feet out their shoes? Like, this is crazy, bro. Like, why are they so willing to come out here and put their feet out? Like, I know the dude is weird, but the women gotta be just as weirder in this particular situation. We gotta say that people just kinky and freaky. Because I just can't imagine going up, hey, can you take your foot out of your shoe real quick? Let me check your twinkle toes. But apparently, look how fast they out here showing their feet.
We just looking at the booty. We looking at the breast. We looking at her neck. We looking at her feet. We looking at her.
No, I ain't looking at no feet. Man, ain't nobody looking at no feet.
You don't looking at feet? Yes, I'm looking at feet.
All right. I'm looking at feet too. Shout out to that. I can't never remember that guy's name. He's the gospel singer looking at feet. And them some dirty feet. All right. Goodness gracious. All right. With the dirty ass feet too. All right, man, what is going on in this world? People are out here crazy.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
All right, and apparently on the last one on Straggle Sniggle Theater, we have a pop the balloon version of a woman pregnant at a pop the balloon session here. Let me go ahead and show you the scene. Name this city. Man asked pregnant woman where her baby daddy at right here. All right, so look at this. What you see right here, this is man, name this city. This has got to be somewhere in the Midwest. I would say Atlanta is a possibility, possibly Baltimore, Cleveland, okay, Milwaukee. All right, this has got to be one of these places. Chicago, the city of Cologne. Somebody said Cincinnati, Columbus, Ohio. You take your nigga pick. Detroit. This has got to be St. Louis. You know what? St. Louis is the winner today. All right, this is definitely St. Louis activities. Definitely St. Louis activities. I mean, this is the Lou. All right, hot shit. So let's hear what they got to say here.
Hey, why you pop along?
I'm happy for your child. You know, it's a girl, boy.
A
No
boy.
disrespect. A boy. Congratulations,
Thank
first and
you.
foremost. You know what I mean? Yeah, you came on here like on some, yo, who gonna be the stepdaddy? You know what I'm saying? Like that, yeah. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. That shit had my glasses fog up a little bit. You feel me? I'm gonna have to take these motherfuckers off.
Okay, yeah, because I want to see.
Yeah, I gotta see what's going on. Yeah, because it's like, yeah, damn, like you was cool, you was good vibe and all that, but damn, like you want somebody to be the stepdaddy, where the father at? What's going on?
There. That's why I'm a stay-at-home mom.
You stay home, mom?
Yeah.
So why you here? To have somebody provide for what's going on. No disrespect to your child.
Not to provide for what's going on, but to be with me. And then within that sense, you still got to provide for what's going on.
So you want the father of the child to stack his money while we spend our money.
Exactly. That's, so unfortunately, this definitely is the lower class dating strategy going on, but that's not to say higher class women don't do this. But this dude's challenging her on a dating show, being fully pregnant. He's like, bro, you want us to be the provider? Where's your baby daddy at? All right, what the hell? Like, I'm not gonna be sitting here he's stacking his chips. You don't take him to child support, but you want a provider and you're pregnant. This is embarrassing for sure.
No, y'all gonna both spend that shit.
Y'all both gonna spend that shit. Where my scamming ass niggas back. Somebody said the baby daddy is a pimp. All right, we got some, yeah, for sure. And she looked like a schizoid. All right, definitely look at that face. Oh my goodness, look at the facials there.
Oh, the humanity.
And look at the lace front wig and this nappy in the back. I mean, this is insanity. St. Louis, you must do better. You must do better. And what is this little pickaninny doing in her belly down there? Look at that. All right, never mind. I'm going to sound racist if I continue to talk, and I don't want to sound racist. All right, but let's continue here. Okay.
No, you came here for us. You came on this motherfucker for us to spin that shit, not him. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it 100.
Well, this is actually definitely New York City, based on the way he's talking, and I can see he's wearing a New York jersey. So is the man wearing a Statue of Liberty shirt. So this is Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Is Brooklyn in the house? Yeah, there's some Bama ass people in New York too.
You know what I'm saying? Well, respectfully, you came on here for us to spend our money. We working hard. We grind.
It's actually Harlem. All right, Harlem.
You know what I'm saying? We get, you know what I'm saying? And you like, oh, I want somebody to be the stepdaddy. And you got, you know what I mean? You got the lace joint, you got the hurly curly and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, and she said, clock that T. Oh man, she knows what she's doing. She's just looking for the weakest link. All right, the horniest guy with the pregnancy fetish. All right. I just want to knock up because you can't get a pregnant woman pregnant. All right, so she's just looking for the dude that's gonna stick around long enough to get his fetish satisfied there.
All right, I respect that. You doing your thing and all that, whatever y'all doing, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I fuck with you. I fuck with your vibe though. You came in here and you was blunt. I respect you. But I had to pop the balloon because you came in. You looking for a handout.
Oh
we
no,
don't do that over here.
Handout.
You know like the father of that child was supposed to put you on the LLC. Put the child on the trust fund, you know what I'm saying, and build the child, like, you know what I'm saying, like send a foundation for the child.
I mean, these Negroes are like 50 years behind with this bullshit, and so is that Negro at. All right, shout out to them, man. I tell you, man, if you stuck dating like that, I really don't feel sorry for you at this point. You knew better. But here's the deal. Shout out to everybody in New York out there trying to make it work. But yeah, that's not a good look. I actually when I was on the dating app at one point, I did meet up with a woman who was pregnant, but she was a Russian woman. She had like Russian background, so her English wasn't so well in the message chat. And so she was talking about she had a child. All right. And so what she said was, oh, I have a child. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, that's fine. You know, I didn't care about having sex with a woman that's just recently had a child. But when I showed up, she was like 8-9 months pregnant. I was like, oh, you have a child in your belly. All right. I was like, and it was a Starbucks date. I was like, well, and I had one question. Is it a black guy that knocked you up? And she was like, yep. And I was like, well, it's time for me to go. I was like, have a nice day. Good luck with your delivery. I'm like, apparently he's not going to be around for the birth. And she was a wonderful looking Russian blonde, blonde-eyed, blue-haired woman. Yes. Blue-eyed, blonde-haired woman. She was a gorgeous woman, but she said I had a child, but when she showed up, she had a child in her belly. I was like, oof. Yeah. I was like, yeah, no, thank you. All right. Cause she was like ready to burst. And she was like, I would like to date a guy who was going to be there for the delivery. I was like, I'm out of here. Trust me, I did not go further. All right, I grabbed that cup of coffee and I was like, that's the end of that date. I was like, good luck, ma'am. Good luck with your little mulatto, half Russian, half Putin, half Dr. Umar baby that you about to have, half niglet. I'm out of here. See you later. All right. Good luck in life. Never heard from her again. Never talked to her. Let me delete my phone number. Anyway, that's Straggle Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me. You can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky. Come get high with me. That's a deal, right?
Okay, we back. Do me a favor, man. Hit the likes. Don't pass the scroll. Mugga, mugga. That was Straggle Sniggle Theater. Let me see if there's any contributors to today's show. I'm going to be going into the chats. Hustle Every Day says, but coach, I love them hoes and she likes me too. Shout out to these hoes. All right. Any hoes in the house? There's some hoes in this house. All right. And they're mad. Like, YouTube gets mad at me for saying that. And I'm like, literally, the WAP song is on YouTube. Like, I don't get the YouTube stuff. All right. They'd be like, well, you're using language. I'm like, what language? You're using the N-word. YouTube, pull up Bobby Schmurder videos on YouTube. Right? Like, I'm sorry. Pull up any Migos song on YouTube. YouTube, they're using the N-word. Now, why are they don't have community guidelines? Why do I have one? Why do I have to hold the standard? Like, I'm confused as to what you're saying. I say something, then I show another video, they're saying the same thing. Like, why are they getting a pass? Well, it's art, it's music. All right, so I'm a comedian. It's art, it's music. This is absolutely crazy. The things, and the funny thing is, you know, I stay in some holes in this house. YouTube's like, well, you're talking sexually. Then I pull up the WAP video. There's some hoes in this house. I'm like, you literally got a song that says it over and over again, but I'm the bad guy. It's like, I'm the bad guy. I'm talking about something I'm not supposed to talk about, but you got a whole video genre of women and men saying the exact same thing. Like, why? This is crazy. This is a crazy double standard. Shout out to our brother Gregory Benjamin. Smith is in the building, says, getting my tech certifications and making this money. Hashtag the money mindset. Hashtag boss up. Shout out to you, man. Get your certifications.
Boss up, nigga.
And get your money out here, man. Let's get after it and build. All right. Silent skills to make you rich. Okay. Shout out to you. We got some people over on Venmo and PayPal, I believe, that we need to acknowledge and announce. We have our brother, it is Larry H, says, I thought the red pill said they don't pay for women, but Fresh and Fit admitted that dating is pay for play now on last night's show, and they said they knew it was going to be that way.
Y'all ready for this?
All right. What? Listen. All right, I don't know if that's true or not, but one thing that I've said is no matter what anyone says, where they got the information, the reality is in 3 to 5 years, everyone will sound like CGA. That's what I said. Now, whether they admit that they got it from CGA is another thing, right? But at the end of the day, everyone will realize that the things that I've said is absolutely true. There's no way that people are not going to see the world the way I saw it 5 years ago. Okay, but yeah, we're living in the world of straight jacking. Now, what's going to happen is
Straight jacking.
Somebody's going to say CGA said that, and then they're going to fucking be like, well, he doesn't own it. I drew this conclusion by myself. Okay, I'll give you that. All right. So if in fact you want to say, well, you drew that conclusion on your own, it still stands up that I said in 3 to 5 years, nobody will have a choice but to sound exactly like CGA, right? So whether they got it from me or not really is irrelevant. What the reality is I still was ahead of time. I was ahead of schedule. I was ahead of everybody while I was telling y'all niggas the cold approach and shit like that. And you get it for free. I was like at any day, even their own observations, they're going to see it my way at the end of the day. And that's what's happening. All right. That's what's happening. But shout out to Fresh. Fresh knows. I was hanging out with Fresh just past weekend. So if Fresh said it, no problem, because me and Fresh talk about these situations. All right. Fresh is a good friend. All right. A friend, and I trust him. So if Fresh said it, that's no big deal. All right. No big deal to me. Now, if the other, never mind. All right. Not trying to start beef because y'all niggas like beef. Y'all niggas are like 12th graders. Shout out to Ran says, after listening to your show every day, I've learned that no matter how much money you have or how long you've been married, never think you're safe or immune. Mr. Williams says, keep saving lives. Man, listen. Okay. Fresh mentioned my hangout. Yeah, man. So I'm cool with Fresh. All right. Shout out to him. But yeah, man, guys, no matter if you have money, you don't have money, if the woman's with you for 5 years, 10, 15, if she's with you for 2 weeks, man, it doesn't matter. Women are fickle. They're fickle. They're going to change like the weather. They're loyal to their feelings. and they come in with their feelings. So you might think, man, oh my God, everything she's saying, she loves me. She says I'm the best. So they come in overselling. They come in overselling and overpromising, but then they underdeliver. And then when they leave, then they leave your ass in a lurch. So it is what it is. You just got to get ready for it. No matter if you broke or rich, no matter if you got money and don't got money, we all going to end up the same way with temporary women in our lives. And it's okay. I've often settled for the fact that I'm going to have temporary women in my lives. I actually like the fact that I have women temporarily. For me, it's the best. All right, it's the best time of my life. I'm not trying to get married. I'm not trying to be in a relationship. Not like that. Not a traditional monogamous relationship. So I don't mind women coming and going out of my life. All right. As Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney said, she's out of my life, ass nigga. All right. But soon as one woman goes, another woman comes. Like Gucci Man said. All right. Girls are like buses. Miss one, next 15, one coming. All right. Shout out to you. Gucci Mane. It's Gucci Mane. The black people say it's Gucci Mane. All right. But girls are like buses. Miss one, next 15, one coming. Gucci Man crazy in this ice game stunted. All right. Game so stupid. Something. All right. Anyway, shout out to Gucci Mane. All right. Even if you got a woman and you hit, boom, you bust. And she's like, I'm happy to be here, but I got to go home and meet my other miss one, next 15, one coming. All right. Don't ever think there ain't going to be another one coming. Gucci Mane. What do we got here? Larry C says, happy birthday to your son, coach. He says, having a son is a true blessing. Heck, mine just told me that I should start doing lunges to stay in shape. He said it would be a big step forward. Shout out to you. He says, wishing Brooklyn an amazing birthday. Shout out to Larry C. Doing lunges is a big step forward. All right. Shout out to you. All right. Anyway, shout out to Kevy Kev. Put the ladies to bed. He says coach was watching Jason Whitlock fawn over the fact that the NBA draft was full of players with both parents, mainly fathers. And it was noted that recruiters are no longer seeking players from single parent homes. As a coach, is this true? I'm sure you still have connects in the game. Well, one thing is true. I don't know if that's specifically true. Deion Sanders, the head coach of the University of Colorado Buffaloes, all right, out there in Boulder, Colorado, talked about the positions that he recruits from. He looks for certain positions to come from certain households. And particularly, he wants offensive linemen to come from two-parent households, stable households, right? And then he wants down and dirty, safeties and cornerbacks and defensive linemen to come from broken homes. But here's the thing. I heard a content creator, and I wish to give him credit. All right. But he recently spoke on this. Let's see. I want to see if I can give him credit because I hate when people say shit and then be like, oh, somebody said. All right. But I'm going to have to look at my activities here on Instagram and see if I can pull this out. These are the likes videos right here. He said recently, I thought I liked it. All right. But basically, he said that the black community is growing. All right. The idea of coming from struggle and being defined as coming from struggle is over. All right. And black people have ascended into different classes of black people. Right. Which means, in effect, to be black doesn't mean you come from struggle. To be black doesn't mean you come from struggle, where for a long time, if you didn't struggle, you couldn't be identified as black. So you can come from success. Black people can say, my grandfather was successful. My father was successful. My mother was successful. We both come from a class of successful people and people that have assimilated. So this idea of what Jason Whitlock is recognizing is that the old days of Deshaun Dakota Smith, coming from a mother that had 5 baby daddies and all the daddies disappeared and grabbed Newports and a gallon of milk and never showed back up. Making it to the NFL and buying that mother a house is gone. All right. It's going because the NBA is more, what do they call it? Nepotism now. So what you're seeing is NBA players being drafted from legacy of NBA players, fathers that stick around for their kids, not fathers that left. Okay. And even NBA fathers that left. The fathers stuck around. You got the Jalen Brunsons. You recently got the Carlos Boozer's son just got drafted early. You're seeing that the dad plays a part in raising it. And the idea is a lot of dads today are part of the kid's family. All right. And that comes from the woman selecting good men. But yeah, a lot of things going on in today's culture. Black people are coming from assimilated fathers, assimilated parents and generations and wealth classes, and even middle class, upper middle class, and they're enjoying assimilating into the great United States of Americans culture, as opposed to saying I struggled and my dad left and my mama did this, you know, the LeBron James shit. All right, and the Allen Iverson shit type shit. Like we're just in a different era. In 20 years, 25 years is a different generation. So we're just in a different generation of people. Now, there's also some problems related to this because kids grow up in a little bit of comfort, a little bit of class, and they also got a little bit of sass about them. So there's some shit about that too. Anyway, shout out to Cancer Email says the foot doctor was insane. What kind of planet are we living on? It's an evil world we live in. And he says an evil existence. Yes, it is. We got some evil shit going on.
It's an evil world we live in.
By the way, a lot of these things probably already happened, but here's the problem. Not many people recorded their actions. So now people can record their deficiencies, their deviancies, and put it out on Al Gore's internet. All right, shout out to Joel C. says, Fresh and Fit got these bitches thinking bad bitches are free. He says they obviously paid for it. Myron's half gay and Fresh is the ugliest motherfucker on earth. He says they don't get any hoes, man, rolling on the floor. Fresh. He said that. I just read it, bro. Hey, listen. Fresh is a cool guy, man. I think he gets a bad reputation. He's cool with me. Meaning that I seen the video. Somebody said Fresh stinks or something like that. And I was like, man, what people you say about him is crazy. All right. And I didn't realize how young these guys were. All right. Fresh told me how old he was. And I was like, damn, these guys are pretty young. They're very young gentlemen. I mean, compared to most people, they're in their early 30s. I think Myron's a little bit older, but you know, they're experiencing life the way we didn't experience life. Like they're experiencing their life on the internet, meaning that they are public faces on the internet when they're in their 20s. And let me just say, I'm glad we didn't have the internet. All right. I mean, we had the internet, but we didn't grow up on the internet. Like I lived adult life before there was a YouTube. Like I already had kids before YouTube existed. I was already married, had kids, and then YouTube came along. So people are growing up on the internet and they're learning on the internet. And, you know, if you're under 40, if you're in your 30s, you lived on the internet. You got your information and experience and knowledge on the internet. And the things that you did when you were maturing as a man are on the internet. And I think it's disabling a lot of people because, you know, enter the touch grass conversation. So I don't know, your relationship experience is being had on the internet. It's different, right? It is a different way to grow up. Not saying it's worse. It's just different. But I also look at it and go, you got to actually have your wins and losses on the internet. Like that is crazy insane. You know, I got married before there was text messages, before there was a smartphone. So before I think Facebook, it might've been before Facebook. Certainly I was engaged before Facebook. When did Facebook come out? When did Facebook come out? Facebook came out in 2004. So yeah, dude, that was the year I got married. So I certainly was engaged before there was a Facebook. I mean, I grew up in an entirely different era. And this is why I look at some of these people out here that don't have shit to talk about. I'm like, you just don't have any experience in life. And it's okay. It's all right. You don't have life experience. You're going to get some, and all of your experience is just going to be internet based. I mean, you know, that shit is. So anyway, you got to catch them L's on the internet. Shout out to our brother here. It is the legendary Adrian Paul, our best Chiefs fan, says, as a 2018 CGA member, I want to thank you for all you do. You don't miss. I'm sure I can speak for others, but fuck the haters. He says, you have helped me build and avoid costly mistakes throughout my late 20s and early 30s. Shout out to the Shield and free agent lifestyle for life, to our favorite Chiefs fan, although I don't like the Chiefs. But shout out to you, Adrian Paul. He's been here in and out. He doesn't watch every day, I'm pretty sure, but he checks in. All right. Shout out to you for checking in. And he's been watching since the year 2018. Man, I appreciate that. And good to see you. May I see you at one of maybe I'll come out to the new Kansas City Chiefs stadium when they build it up out there in Missouri. because that makes sense. All right, Chiefs. How many Chiefs fans are in here? Oh, look at they coming out. The chefs. It's not the Chiefs, it's the chefs. Great googly moogly. All right, anyway. F the Chiefs. And I said it with my chest. Look at all these bandwagon Chiefs fans coming up. Have you ever seen, just like I asked the other day, have you ever heard of an Arizona Cardinal fan? You barely have ever heard of an Arizona Cardinal fan. Now, same thing about the Kansas City Chiefs. Have you heard of the Kansas City Chiefs fan prior to 2016? Nope. No. The only Chiefs fans that existed lived in Kansas City. Nobody liked Kansas City Chiefs. By the way, my favorite Kansas City Chiefs player of all time is Christian Okoye. All right, Christian Okoye. All right, as a Raiders fan, I could not stand that nigga, boy, but I like to see him play. All right, Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. Who remembers him? Number 35 with the big neck roll. All right, the Nigerian Nightmare. All right, boy, that was a big bowling ball running down the field. All right, let me see if I can pull him up. That big ass Nigerian warrior ass nigga. That was like a bowling ball running down the field. All right, you give him the ball like, oh shit. All right, wow, you gonna tackle this nigga? All right, how you gonna tackle this? This is what, and look. All right, this is what men look like. He probably was 28 years old in this picture. 28. Just think about what men were and what men aren't today. Although I'm a small, diminutive guy, I grew up in the He-Man culture. You know, we were like warriors, overly masculine. All right, this nigga is already 28, balding. This is natural, too. There no steroids, all right, apparently, allegedly. All right. Let me see what his age was when he played for the Chiefs. Anybody remember this brother right here? Look at this dude. Like, who's fixing the tackle? Hold on, let me show you this picture. Who's gonna tackle? Who's tackling this? Who's tackling this? This is a running back, y'all. By the way, this is a running back. This is not a linebacker. This is Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. Like, this is a running back. This is what running backs used to look like, other than Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson, Herschel Walker. These niggas is like big old slave bucks. I'm like, bro, I'm not tackling this nigga. I mean, you can't even go for the legs. You can't even sweep the legs. Yep, Icky Woods was another one. You can't even sweep the leg because his hamstrings and his, you'd be like, what the fuck? Quad muscles. Like, where are you going to tackle him? In the Achilles? Let me sweep his knee out. All right, we're going to have to sweep the leg. Somebody says Steve Atwater going to take him out. Yeah, shout out to Steve Atwater of the Denver Donkeys. The Denver Donkeys. All right. The Donkeys were pretty good. There's donkey fans all over the damn world. Well, not the world, the United States, outside of Denver. All right. So Steve Atwater, the Donkeys, all right, certainly could do something. Any donkey fans in here? All right. The Denver Donkeys. Because that's what it looks like on their helmet. I'm like, is that a donkey on your helmet? What the fuck is that? Like, why would you even put a donkey on there? All right. Anyway, is that a jackass on there? What is that? What is that? What kind of team is this? All right. There's some donkey fans in here. All right. Shout out to you. All right. I got smoke for everybody. But again, y'all can say F the Raiders all day long. It's all good. It's all good. I get it. Eric Dickerson, another one. All right. Eric Dickerson. Pause. All right. Another one of these guys, man. How you going to tackle these people? All right. They're 6'2", 280 running the football. Like, nah, bruh. All right. Let his ass run. You're going to have to gang pile. You're going to have to put 9 in the box. All right. And let people go over and throw the Hail Mary. All right. Anyway. All right. Everybody hating the Raiders now in the comment section. All right. It is what it is. Shout out to Caitlin, says marriage is until death do you part. Nope. He says it's a lifetime contract. Men understand when they agree to it. Women know this, but they don't care. They don't mind destroying their family for their own happiness. You can't trust women with the marital contract. Their feelings are a liability. Yes. They're loyal to their feelings. All right. Yeah, brothers, but that's our reality. I've been trying to warn you of this, but people didn't want to listen. But we'll matriculate the ball downfield and give you some crime and law CGA. Let's do a professional intro today. Let's do it. Okay, Crime and Law CGA, let's get into the business here of the business. Crime and Law CGA, a story that I reported on a few months ago. This is tragic story out here. We have a guy out here, a Southern California father, who reunited with his daughter after, not having custody of his daughter. Pretty little Mexican girl right here. This was in California. I believe it was in Ventura County. But what happened was, you can see the father here. We're going to call him Pedro. Pedro reunited with his daughter after not seeing her for many years, and came back to live with him after the child support had probably ran out on the mom, and she came out to reestablish a relationship with her father. Unfortunately, the father found her to be quite attractive and didn't associate the woman as his daughter. He associated the 18-year-old woman as a sexual mate. Yeah, unfortunately, this does happen when people are not connected. You don't allow the bonding of the father and the daughter to, bond together and grow, where you can look at that person and say, obviously, that's not a line I should cross. That's my daughter. Well, he had no relationship with her, or a very little relationship with her, and she came back as a budding, early emerging adult, we'll just say that, and he had started to have a sexual relationship with his daughter. Now, you can call it a sexual relationship, but that's a sexual assault, I'm pretty sure. Let's read the story here and cover the details, because I covered this story about how despicable and disgraceful this guy was. According to reports, a California father who admitted to an incestuous relationship with this 18-year-old daughter, biological daughter, right quick. Biological. He's 41 years old. His name is Stephen Victor Chavez. He pled guilty to felony incest and providing alcohol to a minor. So yeah, she was vulnerable. She was probably in an unstable household. So she found that maybe I should go live with my father and get a little stability. I think I might be wrong, but I remember reporting on the story. I think she also engaged in a little bit of drug use and was, some of these young girls at 15, somebody said nothing new with the Hispanics. One thing about Latino women, if they fall off the rails, they fall off the rails early. So they'll go and live wild 15 to 18, and they don't want to calm down at 19 and 20. But the damage that they did is crazy. So I think what happened was she had got off the rails and started life early and started gang banging and cholan and doing drugs and drinking alcohol, right? In high school, early high school, and then she wanted to fix it by establishing a relationship with the father. So she ran back to the protection of the father to say, hey, give me stability. But unfortunately, it went left. And it says prosecutors say the situation escalated after a family gathering where alcohol was consumed, followed by Chavez, the father, purchasing more alcohol for himself and his daughter to drink at home before engaging in sexual intercourse with her. That's how they're describing it. They described it. All right. They said they had sex. All right. Golly. All right. 41 years old. She was 18 at the time. Yikes. And there they are in the picture here. Sheesh. All right. You guys got to, I'm going to say this in YouTube, and people going to say I'm saying things and discussing things that shouldn't be said. Unfortunately, guys, if you look at Filipino communities and Hispanic communities, this is not that uncommon. Not saying it happens a lot, but you will find that this does happen when you talk about fathers and uncles and shit like this with these young. This happens a lot. When I'm talking about the women are of age or close to of age, they're ripe, because their communities, the women, I don't know, their age of consent for a long time was very young. All right. So the Philippines, their age of consent maybe about 10 years ago was 13. All right. So they just pushed it up to 16, maybe 5 years ago. All right, so in the olden days, before we got all modern, unfortunately, we've evolved to look at women who are 13 and 14 as not ready. All right, so where 10 years ago, some communities were still a little bit archaic, and they looked at 13 and 14 as biologically ready. Thus, if they were close which a lot of these communities, the families are close. There's not a lot of strangers. Everybody lives in a small province, small areas, small communities. They sometimes live with the family, within the family. All right, just because they are living in a modern world doesn't mean the behavior changes. And that's a very uncomfortable situation and subject matter to talk about. But as you can see, this is prima facie evidence number one. All right, this is Exhibit A. Exhibit A. Sometimes you will find that they'll still have these actions in the communities that'll just hide it. Or they'll never talk about it. But this one came up because the daughter in this case self-deleted in December 2025. All right, so 2025, she self-deleted. And I think part of this reason she self-deleted was because of this relationship she had with her father. And they're calling it a relationship, just so you can see here. I'm not calling it a relationship. And he admitted to it. Well, here's the kicker, and why we're updating this story just this past week. Says right here, the father who admitted to this incestuous relationship. You see that? It ain't me. All right. All right. It's them. Incestuous relationship with his 18-year-old biological daughter avoids state prison time this week. All right. State time. Avoid it. Because if his ass went to the pen, trust me, he was getting razor blades up his Duke shoe. All right. He was going to get the shiv up his Duke shoe for sure if he went to prison. And he received a 1 year in jail and 3 years probation, despite prosecutors seeking the max sentence. Oh my God, Becky.
Oh my God.
What do you think in this case? So he admitted it. She self-deleted. She lost her life because possibly the trauma related to her having sex and the embarrassment and the guilt and the shame of the father taking advantage of her by getting her drunk. He admitted to it. And he only got a year in jail. And by the way, he was in jail already, so he got time served. So he was able to walk out of the courtroom. Oh, man. Gosh. Sheesh. By the way, I'm going to just tell you real quick. Somebody said because it was consensual. Yes. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can prove that she was not objecting to this relationship. I mean, that's the difficult conversation. All right, but he was going to get his intestines carved out. But what they probably looked at, and this is the tough conversation, even though it is a disgusting relationship, and even though I would tell anybody that is watching me to never use this as a reason to engage in a relationship like that, I just want to preface that because, you know, the AI chatterbots be trying to red flag me for having these conversations. What I'm going to say, and I'm going to say on the record, do not do this just because he's got away with it. I have to say that. I'm not going to condone what he did because no father should be having this type of relationship with his daughter at all. I don't care what culture or time you grew up in. Hell no. But here's the deal. They probably found records, journal entries, something out there. Maybe there might have been a video or a recording of her consenting to this, even under influence of alcohol. There must have been something, a therapist. There must have been something in there that showed that she was a willing participant in this act. All right. Meaning that before she was inebriated, she was fully engaging in this type of relationship. Maybe when she moved in, maybe there was something there for them to arrive at that conclusion. Now, we weren't there. I don't have the transcripts of the case, but this is the only explanation that I can come up with to tell us why he didn't get the death penalty in this situation. Okay, why his ass didn't go down there and fry or get 35 years for this. And yeah, I mean, he plied her with alcohol. We could clearly see that, but maybe there were situations where she did it and she was not under the influence of alcohol. God dang. But he's out free. I think this happened in Ventura County, California. And so protect your neck, watch your daughters around this guy. Don't let him coach AYSO soccer, all right, with the Mexicans, because obviously he definitely likes that. So insanity to report. Sorry to report difficult things on this channel, but that's a tough one. But if you are of this particular people here, you will find probably a lot of your fathers did this to their daughters. All right, wasn't the color purple some shit like this? Something like that. All right, we got a situation here. We have Big Tigger White people, I'll explain who he is. All right. He is a bald-headed black man. Not me. All right. A lot of black men in this age group, we don't mind being bald. All right. I know for the young niggas, y'all be like, but you're bald, coach. And why are all these black guys bald? Well, we grew up with bald-headed niggas. You know what I mean? We grew up with bald-headed niggas. Like, but being bald is nothing. Like, for white guys, being bald is everything. Like, white dudes don't want to be bald, all right, because they look crazy as fuck being bald. But black men don't mind being bald. Like, it doesn't mean anything. And number one, our era actually had a lot of bald-headed niggas, right? Lou Gossett Jr., Michael Jordan, Jalen Rose, Chris Webber. Like, we grew up with bald-headed niggas. Tupac, all right? We grew up with young dudes being bald. In fact, we also grew up having short Caesars with the deep waves. You know what I mean? Like, all of our haircut and hairstyles were always short. All right. We grew up after the afro. All right. We actually were reneging against the afro. Onyx, you know what I mean? The Fab Five Freshmen, you know, all of it is we grew up being bald. We grew up with the culture and celebrity males being bald. Even when we weren't bald, we had short tapered haircuts. All right. Our haircuts didn't really go past the Uncle Tom haircuts. Yep. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Like, most of our celebrity dudes were bald. So this is when people say, but you're bald and you don't have hair. We're like, we all were bald. All of us were bald back in the day. Like, it was not a bad thing. And even if we weren't, like I said, I had short haircut all my life. All right. Especially in my early adulthood. I was damn near bald. All right. When I was young. So just taking a little bit off meant nothing. It actually is a better maintenance. Yeah. So, anyway, I just wanted to mention that. All right. So, anyway, this is a Big Tigger for the white people who don't know who this is. This is a guy who was a pioneer in the early days of video DJing, or VJing, as they used to call it. He was a freestyle rapper that ended up hosting a show on BET called Rap City. All right. And Rap City was the early stages of us getting to know hip hop celebrities, because, you know, the other channels didn't really bring in the underground real hip hop acts on their show. Like, MTV would bring in hip hop people, but they were kind of just, you know, not the hip hop people we wanted to see. So if you were a hip hop head, you would go over to BET and watch Rap City before that fucking digital woman came on there talking to that. Who was that woman on there? There was a woman, I can't remember her name, but she'd be talking shit, and she was like a video. All right. A video girl. She had an accent, a black accent. All right, so you would watch Rap City, and then that black woman on there, I can't remember her name. Who remembers that woman's name? All right, damn, I missed that woman too. Let's see here. I can't see if I see. Was it Cedar's World? Was it Cedar's World? Damn, this is going back. Yep, that's her. All right, so Cedar's World, for the white people, I know, pay attention. We'll get back to the white people part of the show. This show right here. So there was a black woman that used to come up, and she would be talking all niggerish. She was the early AI version of a black woman, and she would be gossiping and telling rumors. She was the first YouTuber. All right. And so she'd be saying, anyway, so you will watch Rap City, and Cedar's World will come in. Anyway, white people, I'll get back to the part of the show that you want to know. This is Big Tigger. Big Tigger has been accused of domestic battery and child cruelty charges in the domestic dispute between him and his wife. All right, so we're going to give you a little bit of down low details about this case. Speaking of down low, they are saying that Big Tigger is down low. All right. So that's important in this case, because they're saying possibly this woman is a beard, and more things coming up here. But we're going to go to this news story here with these two black women here telling us what happened.
Ago, we learned that V103's Big Tigger now facing charges after his arrest last Saturday. Well, Tigger, whose real name is Darian Morgan, is facing aggravated battery and cruelty to children after he was accused of putting his hand on his wife. Now, according to this arrest warrant, his wife, Alicia Brown, claims that she found text in his phone between him and another woman. This led to a fight. At some point, Morgan began recording her with his phone. Brown says that she snatched the phone, which led to him tackling her, causing her to bruise her lip. At some point, according to these warrants, Brown began unplugging his computer. It was then when she says he restrained her. And after multiple times of telling him to leave her alone, she says that is when he began pushing her out of the room. Now, according to this warrant, she lost her footing and hit her face on the door and then cut it. And she posted a video with some of those injuries to her face. Now, prior to this arrest, this is what Big Tigger had to say on his show about
Big Tigger?
A social media post his wife made in connection to this alleged incident.
All right, so there it is right there. I mean, that is the details. We're going to hear from Big Tigger. All right, I thought it was Big Tigger this whole time, but they're pronouncing the E's and the R's. They're going hard aura with his name. I thought it was Big Tigger. All right, I don't want to get in trouble here, YouTube, but we're going E's and the R's. Hard R on Big Tigger. All right, but anyway, we have Tigger's. Is it Big Tigger still, or is it Little Tigger? By the way, he's one of Puff Daddy's friends because he was one of the early days of the rising budding stars of the 2000s rappers. So he is in the inside of the Puff Daddy friendship, let's just say. All right, but Tigger's wife jumped on Al Gore's internet, and she actually had videos of her with a split lip. We'll just go. I can't really show too much of it here, but we'll show you on the Instagram here. Stitches all on her forehead. Pretty bad shape that this woman had right here. You can see this real quick. All right. She posted this of the alleged abuse. Came crying onto the court of public opinion. She got a black eye. You can see a cut on her lip, a cut right there over there, stitches on her eyebrows. She would later retract this particular. Oh my goodness. All right. She's crying on the internet. Oh my goodness, ma'am. You need to go to the police. Why post this on the internet? She eventually then days later retract this and said he did no such thing. That these pictures and videos are from a separate incident. All right. So the incident happened months before. So that's, some details going on here. We're going to have to let the courts figure this out because Tigger was arrested on this one. Now, let me just go back and give you some details real quick here. And this is not gossip. This is stuff that really protect you guys as men. Apparently, Tigger has been in the industry for a long time, and he's still a radio host. Who listens to the radio anymore? Okay. But this woman had been previously baby daddied. So she's already got more red flags in the Chinese Communist Parade. This man, Tigger, recently married her right before he turned the age of 50 and impregnated her. So these are the stories that I tell you as a free agent, you get right back onto the matrix. Okay, so this guy made it to almost 50 and decided to get married. Like, why? I always warn you, why? Why? Just stay free. You made it this far. You just stack your money and get a Filipino nurse. Why get married? So he decided to impregnate a woman and get married. This woman came with some red flags. Now, some people will say, oh, it was a mistake. It was in her past. That doesn't indicate that she's going to be like that in the future. Well, as you can see, take a look. Apparently, she allegedly has a daughter who has been missing for 10 years. They haven't found the daughter. Neither is she looking for the daughter. So I'm probably going to say she dead. All right. She dead. So there's a daughter missing that has been missing from 10 years and nobody's seen the daughter. She also has another situation where she had child endangerment charges for leaving allegedly a daughter or one of her children in a car all day, probably in the hot Atlanta sun. And people found that she had been endangering this child and even putting blankets around the windows of the car so people couldn't see this child in the car. So she got 2 L's. 2 L's. And guess what? Big Tigger, let's just call him Tigger from here on out because I'm not going to call this nigga Big.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Tigger still married her at age 49, 50. Bruh. See, now, he recently married this woman, which is another L. So he recently married her. They're not even 2 years in, and look at the drama. So there's a lot wrong in this situation. Okay, a lot wrong that this guy overlooked for God knows what. All right, she's older herself. And he basically Captain Save the Hoe, this nigga. I mean, this woman. Big little Tigger. Like, this is a L no matter how you slice and dice it. Do I think the allegations are true? Well, allegedly, there was video cameras that he had security cameras all in his domicile. And so they do have security cameras of the incident. We don't know what the security camera is going to reveal, but more than likely, they're going to put out some clips of it like some screenshots of it, and it's going to be looking like he whomping her ass. All right, because that happened in the Keke Palmer case. But I don't think he was whomping her ass. They were fighting over a phone. And what had happened was she had taken exception to the fact that his coworker at the Atlanta radio show was texting him. And she found the text messages. She grabbed hold of the phone, and then he went to start trying to take the phone back. Apparently, she was video recording him, and they were getting into a nigga argument. And then he said, give me my phone back. And they start tussling over the phone. And then, allegedly, according to her, he started whooping her pillar to post. Okay. All right. He started whipping her into the ropes and doing the dog collar match and doing the turnbuckle, 4 turnbuckle turn on her ass. Now, the child endangerment charges stem from the fact that her 13-year-old child, possibly the one involved in the original child endangerment case, the 13-year-old child heard her getting her ass whooped from pillar to post, and that's how you get child endangerment. So he never did anything physical to the child. The child was just in earshot of the wife getting her ass whooped. I mean, this is all allegations. This is all me just jumping around speculating. Well, it's not really speculation. It is in the charges. And after she posted this video, he then gets arrested. Like, this is this is bad news. When I keep telling you, man, look, just stay free. Free agent lifestyle. You made it this far. And when I tell you this is how you get attached to the matrix, this is what I'm talking about. This is how you get back on the system. Tigger, I don't think, was previously married. Apparently, he was getting this duck sick by that woman Superhead back in the day, and she wrote in his book that he was probably a Duke shooter or at least a closeted bisexual. I'm just reporting on the news. I'm not saying that, but that's what she said in her books and writings back in the day. All right, but that's neither here nor there. But why at 50 would you do this? Okay. Why? Look at when I say relationships and marriages lead to situations like this where you could have been otherwise free of being in situations like that. This is what I'm talking about. Like, he's a bad picker. I actually acknowledge that I was a bad picker. I pick bad relationships, but we all do. 99% of all relationships fail. All of us are bad pickers of relationships, and you got to basically just say you're just bad at picking relationships. Like, I mean, the women that I pick for sex and relationships completely different, and then sometimes I pick bad, and now boop. All right, but I see typically black men who stay free for a long time end up in their mid to late 40s, not having a midlife crisis. They end up getting in relationships, and people push them into relationships. Yeah, go settle down. Stop messing with these hoes and strags. Get off these streets. And this is how black men end up. He's got a minor child. I don't think the child's older than 2 or 3 years old. He's 50. He's arrested. He bonded out. He's going to court. And this woman here is a victim. This dude got charges. Like, just stay free, bruh. Free agent lifestyle for life. He about to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars on this case, possibly his reputation, because you got to remember, even though he may not be convicted of these, he is still going to be an alleged abuser. And once you get these stains on your jacket, you're going to carry that forever. And let me just tell you, man, one issue that he has is that he's probably going to be pulled off his radio job here. All right, which is, I can't imagine it pays very well. All right, but maybe it does. I don't know who listens to the radio, nigga. Like, but look, he's probably going to be pulled off his radio duties because they cannot have a man that is being charged with this level of abuse plus child endangerment, which people don't realize that the stint of how you can easily be charged with child endangerment. If you have a argument or a tussle in front of a minor child endangerment. But nobody's going to really look into the details of the case. They're just going to hear child cruelty, child endangerment. That's all they're going to hear. And they're just going to be like, you know what? We should not have this man doing his duty. So now your pocket's about to get light. Now you got to go on YouTube, which I'm pretty sure he's on YouTube. His wife, Alicia Brown. What a tragic situation across the board. 3rd-degree cruelty to children and battery. All right. Well, gentlemen, just stay free as possible. It's not that big of a deal late into your life to be willing to die alone. Just die alone, nigga. You made it to 40. Once you make it to 45, and you're single, I always tell you your likelihood of finding a person that is suitable for you is slim to none, and slim just died. Just stay single. You can travel and go to the Philippines and fuck the girls we already fucked if that's what you want to do. You can find a wife that used to sell punani and make her a wife in Thailand if that's what you want to do. I wouldn't do it, but you can. I mean, listen, it's possible. But just stay single. The wife force it. You've been 45 years, 40 years of picking horrible mates. You think you're going to get good at 49 and 50 picking a wife? All right, I'm 49. I'm going to pick a wife now. Just stay single. It ain't that hard, nigga. And this is what I'm going to do. They'll be like, but what about love? Man, fuck love. All right, I had a lot of women. The best women that have loved me have been women that I've kept at arm's length. All right, they've been out there telling me how much they love me if I just gave them a chance. All right, the women that I gave a chance that loved me fucked my life up in many ways. So I like women that love me at a fucking distance. Keep loving me and then I ignore them enough, and then they find somebody else to love. And I'll be like, that's what I thought. You really didn't love me, bitch. If you really love me, you would be at my door on my doorstep crying with chocolates and roses and shit, showing up half naked half the time, titties out. All right, you don't love me like that. Right? But I'm just telling you, man, you made it that far. Don't go start picking mates now. All right, I'm good. I think I know what it's like to be what I know as my life partner. All right, nah, bro. Just stay single, nigga. Just go travel. Go to Thailand. Take 2 weeks off. Go to Pattaya, Thailand, and have your way with go-go girls and bar club women. Just make sure they're women. Don't be out here losing your reputation out here getting arrested over these wig-wearing strags. Anyway, my man said, get a Harley. How about go through a midlife crisis? How's a midlife crisis looking? All right, take a look at the two. Compare the two. You have two 50-year-old bald-headed niggas. Let's just tell. Look, let's look at the tail of the tape. Let's look at the tail of the tape. For people out here that's out here looking at CGA's life and criticizing. We got two bald-headed niggas. One uses just for men, one doesn't. One's 50, the other's 50. One nigga got one earring, I got two. All right. One nigga is Hollywood. One nigga is in the closet. Who's winning? I'm winning this like crazy. I'm out here in Southeast Asia. I'm not there yet. I'm traveling around the world and putting hands on hips of women in their 20s. Harley, Porsche, my man said TRT. Midlife crisis for the win. All right, golly. Or do you want to go to jail? Do you want to be dealing with the courts? Do you want to be on child support? Do you want to deal with your girl jumping on the internet with stitches in her fucking head? Bro, this is not even close. Midlife crisis, nigga. Midlife crisis, please. All right, hold on for a second. We're gonna compare the two. Let me pull this shit up. Who would you rather be? All right, shout out to the famous words of Ric Flair. Okay, there's Tigger. Hold on for a second. I call him Tigger still, but people are calling him Tigger like he crazy, like he a N-word. All right, but I thought it was Tigger the whole time. All right, so here's Tigger at age 50. Lawyers, criminal charges, child support, divorce on the horizon. That's Tigger at the same age as me with a just for men ass beard. Okay, or CGA, living the life around the world and ain't even close, bruh. It's not even close, my G. Look, this is not even fucking close. I mean, what? New woman every week. New woman in a new country every week. New women in the United States every day. Like, who wants to be him? Look, I got a little I got a woman want Blasian babies in Vietnam. Who would you rather be? I'd rather be midlife crisis CGA. Midlife crisis CGA. All right. You always know I'm going to lean into some accusations. Whatever they say, I'm going to go ahead and live it. Who would you rather be? What? It's not even close. 50-year-old Tigger going to jail or 50-year-old CGA with young white women. All right, let's go.
Where the white women at?
Shit. All right, come on, man. Oh, we gonna look. I got something on common law CGA for you niggas. Who do you want to be, bruh? Yeah. All right, who do you want to be out here, man? What? Flying around the world and yeah. I can't find my baby. I don't know when. I don't know why. Why you going crazy? I don't know where she can be, my baby, but I'm gonna find her. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. All right, hold on for a second. That's the wrong picture. Where it at? All right, where it at right here? Who would you rather be out here? Come on, midlife crisis out here. Look at this midlife crisis. Look. Oh wait, you can't even see it. I'm enjoying it by myself. All right, this is a nice world in here. Look at this nigga. All right. Oh my Lord, nice piece of calico right there. Oh, who do you want to be? All right, don't be this guy right here. He's got an angry life. All right, anyway. Crime and Law CGA. Speaking of, we hear a lot of dudes saying that what women are engaging in, what I call the monetized dating marketplace, is some sort of crime. All right, it's like a crime, and people are going to start getting caught and arrested and shit. And then when they go to court, they're going to be charges. And, you know, you hear these guys right here. You're going to go with trafficking, and it's a crime, and it's prostitution, and you're a trick. But we got a case of a woman going to court being sued by her sugar daddy. Okay, we're going to show you the details of this case. And I know people be like, man, these courts are going to go start hammering down hard on these older middle-age crisis niggas putting hands on young girls' hips. But take a look at this. There's a court case. Although this is a TV court case, we have a woman claiming to be monetized who is being sued by her sugar daddy for posting pictures on social media that he did not agree with. But did the court throw him in jail for being a sugar daddy? Did the court prosecute this woman for being a sugar baby? This is what I'm telling you. Y'all think it's going to be a crime, but I'm just telling you, it's the way of the monetized dating marketplace. Here we go.
Is this man your father?
No, I didn't have enough money to get by. And I was, of course, busy with studying, so I didn't get a job. But I had heard other girls use sugar daddies to get their money in an easy way.
Woo! And that looks like Ebony K. Williams. She said it was Fixes Binds LLC. I was in school. I didn't have no money. And I heard other girls were getting their bind fixed. Monetized dating. Yes, your daughter. So that looks like Ebony K. Williams. She was a sugar baby as well. Same as Kamala Harris. So this has been going on since the beginning of time. Young college girls getting their way paid through college. Where's the crime at? Where's the arrest? Wouldn't these people, according to these internet broke niggas, wouldn't these people be getting arrested? She literally is confessing to a so-called crime. Nobody arrested. No arrest. All right. No prosecution. No people drawing up cases. Nothing.
So I went on to sugardaddy.com and I saw that he made $1 million a year.
And you two started seeing each other.
That's correct, Your Honor. I told her that while we were dating, I would pay her tuition of $7,000 for her school.
Okay.
However, in my mind, I was thinking, okay, well, this agreement goes on as long as we're dating.
Okay.
And that's it.
You see, I never foresaw us breaking up. That was never in my line of sight, you know?
Where would you get an idea like that, young lady?
Well, I didn't think that the sugar daddy relationship
ended.
Yeah.
You just thought it went on till you become a sugar grandbaby?
All right. Yeah. I thought he was going to keep fixing that bind. And what people don't realize is once these women latch on, they're like, hey, I got a sponsor. I got a sponsor for good. And so she thinking, oh, the money just going to keep coming. Babe, this is not a marriage. This is not a marriage. The money just don't keep coming. So they think they're just going to come up and lay up under you. But the problem is you get to change women every week. All right. While the woman gets comfortable and be like, okay, I'll be good to you. Soon as you hit 2 or 3 times, you get to say, it's time to go. Soon as you wear out your welcome, soon as you violate my rules and my principles and my guidelines, it's time for you to go. And Ebony K. Williams, no, she was a sugar baby too. We'll show you evidence of that real quick. And people keep bringing up Diddy, which is weird. I'm like, Diddy had nothing to do with the women sex trafficking. Okay. He had nothing to do. He did not go to jail for sex trafficking women. Okay. Let me see it here. Who did Diddy go to jail for sex trafficking? Okay. Who did Diddy go to jail for sex trafficking? See if y'all get it. Did Diddy go to jail for sex trafficking women? He went to prison for sex trafficking men. All right. He went to prison for sex trafficking men, not women. He didn't go to jail for sex trafficking Cassie or what's the other woman's name? Daphne Joy. He did not go to jail for sex trafficking Daphne Joy or Cassie. He went to jail in prison for sex trafficking men, the male escorts. All right. So, all right. Anyway, so I'm telling you, man, people got it wrong. I'm like, y'all keep bringing up Diddy and tricking, but he went to prison for sex trafficking the men in the case. All right. Watch out, bruh. All right. We got Ebony K. Williams, also known as your sugar baby too. Where's her? Oh, here we go right here. Possible proof, alleged proof that Ebony K. Williams herself, when she was young, was also possibly a sugar baby. All right. So there's Ebony K. Williams with her alleged fiance right there. And take a look at the difference here. So he's obviously 20 years older than her. All right. There she is right there with a white man. All right. So Ebony K. Williams knows what's up. Ebony K. Williams knows what's up. There's an old white Jewish lawyer. And there's Ebony K. Williams looking like she's definitely in her 20s or early 30s there. All right. So she knows what time it is. She knows what the relationships are. And Kamala Harris was going to be the first sugar baby ever elected president of the United States. She was almost there. She almost had it. All right. The interviews didn't go well. All right. But Kamala Harris was a confirmed sugar baby of Big Willie, Slick Willie, not Slick Willie Clinton, but Slick Willie Brown and Kamala Harris. Okay. And that doesn't mean anything. That's not a reason not to vote for her. All right. But she was on allowance and known companion and sugar baby to Sweet Willie Brown. All right. And she was for lease. And this shows you there's a tradition. All right. There's a tradition of young women using this to survive. And we're going to show you this a little bit in a minute. But there she is right there being a sugar baby to Willie Brown. And it was confirmed. He bought her a car. Apparently he was paying her rent. Allegedly paying her rent. He bought her a BMW and she was on financial support while he was married. But while he was married, he also paraded around town being a sugar baby for Willie Brown. Also, he was an influential politician in San Francisco, and he gave her her first jobs, district attorney, and so forth and so on. All right. So he was very, very, influential in getting her her jobs that were the jobs that she used to leverage to get to political arena. All right. So, I mean, it is what it is. And is Kamala in jail? She should be possibly, but nope. Is Willie Brown in jail? Nope. No. It is what it is. Somebody said Montel Williams as well. Yep, Montel Williams. Let's see here. Montel Williams and Kamala Harris. Yep, he had her on the payroll too. And he vouched for her. He said, yeah, she's a good woman. She's a good woman. Montel Williams and a young Kamala Harris right there on your screen. And yep. He introduced her to the world. He was like, yeah, and this is Montel Williams. This is Kamala Harris after Willie Brown. If I'm not mistaken, Montel had her afterwards. And look at Kamala Harris. Hey, look, say what you want to say about this woman. Say what you want to say about Kamala, but that's a fine piece of calico. I think she's in her 50s. She's a good looking woman. I mean, I really wouldn't give that up to her back during the election. All right. I didn't want to say she was that good looking, but she looked like she got pretty feet. She does look like her feet are pretty. All right. She does look like, she's a pretty Indian woman. She's not a black woman either. So stop the bullshit. All right. She's never been a black woman. All right. All right. That's a pretty Indian woman. All right. And I like me an Indian woman. It looked like she definitely looked like she has hairy ankles. All right. Anyway, not saying anything like this. People are going to say that. Anyway. That's Crime and Law CGA. Buckle your seatbelt. We got how many more segments here? Oh, man, we're going back to talk about some of y'all's mamas out here. Oh, some of y'all's mamas about to catch wreck. So what I'll do is let me do that segment and then I'll do the super chats. All right. So some of y'all mamas and grandmamas about to catch wreck. What did I say, man? Some of y'all mamas are just like some of these modern women today. All right. Y'all call them modern women and how they've changed. But what we have to say and acknowledge and what has been acknowledged for a long time is that the women of today are possibly a little bit different because they're more, we can see them. It's more overt. Okay. We get to see them. We get to hear them. We get to hear a lot of them. But what happens is a lot of guys think that the modern woman is different from your mama and your grandmama, which is not necessarily true. Essentially, your mama and your grandmama coached the modern women of today. Okay. They coached them. But a lot of women used to keep secrets. So the things that we hear women talk about today, the women used to keep in secret, right? They used to go to the bathroom by themselves and take bumps of cocaine or, off the damn counter and go in the bathroom stall with each other and pull their hair back and help them throw up and do all kinds of despicable things. They used to go hide. They used to keep secrets. They used to say, we can't talk about that. They used to have the female code where they were like, do never break the female code. Right? Even if a woman wanted to break the female code, if a woman broke the female code back in the day, she was highly punished. All right. So some women break the female code today and they get called a pygmy and they get isolated and ostracized today, especially on social media. But back in the day, the woman could not break the female code. They kept secrets. All right. And they took them secrets to the grave. So they used to tell your pawpaw that all the kids was theirs. But a lot of the women in the family, even the women who were the children in the family, knew that some of the kids weren't pawpaw's kids. It was confirmed. Mama told, grandmama told, Aunt Betsy and Uncle Ernie, that's the nigga down the street's kids. But pawpaw raising them. Pawpaw might know, but pawpaw couldn't do nothing about it. He couldn't do nothing about it. So the fact is, a lot of women got their binds fixed. All right. A lot of women actually got their college paid for by Deacon Clap Cheeks. They got out of fixes and got their electrical bill paid for because Deacon Clack Cheeks and the junior minister got to put hands on hips. That's what it is. And you can ask is, you can't say it's any different. We just see more. I always tell people when they say this is nothing new, coach. And I say it is. It's just overt. It's not covert anymore. Women just can't deny it's not happening anymore because you have too many women admitting it. It's just out in front of us. That's the difference. It's covert. And it's more acceptable for women to be overt about it. It's more overt. They could just say it and be like, deal with it. Even prawn used to be covert. Okay. It used to be covert. A woman could actually change her name and put on a wig and then boom, you would never know it. She can come out and get ecclesiastically married. And she would just hope that you did not have an old VHS tape of her with a curly afro down in between her legs. Okay. You would never know. But today, the women are out here loud and proud. You're seeing their career and they're not like, there's nothing wrong with the past. So it's just more overt and in your face where it's undeniable. And then men are dealing with it like, okay, so you had a relationship with Drake and you get $700,000 in child support. I'll still marry you. I mean, the dudes are still marrying them up. So this is where we are at. And this is what you have to understand, that there's nothing new under the sun, but women are willing to say it. This is a prime example. This is Jennifer Lewis. For people who don't know, Jennifer Lewis is an actress. She's a blacktress. She was on the TV show Blackish. She also is one of these old school black actors, theatrical actors. All right. The women who used to get on the stage, theater, where people over exaggerate acting, you know what I mean? The Sidney Poitiers, the Denzel Washington comes from this era. Jennifer Lewis, the old Tyler Perry, Medea, very theatrical actors. You know what I mean? They overemphasize it. So they take the theater and take it to film. And sometimes the field, the little, what do they call it? The raising under the sun ass niggas. These people, right? So these people have been a part of the bourgeoisie, if you will. All right. The upper class, upper elite Negro ass community. So these people here, they're not actors. They're not actors. They're actors. All right. I'm an actor. They speak very good English. And then, they play slave mammies. And then they get to the Academy Awards. I like to thank the accomplishments of the Academy. I like to tell you that the NAACP is a terrible thing to waste. And all they played was a crackhead. I put in years being, they played a mammy on Gone with the Wind. I like to say that I spent 15 years in the theater doing plays and shit like this. And you literally played a bed wench mammy. Like, that was not that big of a deal. Will Smith played a slave and went up there crying. I'd like to thank the Academy for watching me dedicate my years into my career, ass nigga. You played a runaway slave, nigga. That what, bruh? Denzel Washington, you know, I put in years in the Academy, and you played a crooked ass cop. All right. Halle Berry, thank you very much to the Academy for letting me get out there and get fucked on screen. You played a whore that got fucked on screen by a white man. Yeah, you certainly did jump out there and show me your theatrics learning. Ass nigga. The one nigga out here got the supporting actress. I'd like to thank Hollywood for supporting me. And you literally got up there and played a narcissist nigga. Show me the money. Show me the money. Don't steal a Quan. Don't steal a Punani. Nigga played like an overemphasized nigga and got up there and got the award and backflipped out there. Woohoo! All right. Like you went out there. I supported myself as an actor. I was a starving student. And you literally was out there. Show me the money. You played a Mac ass nigga. Like you didn't do shit. Nigga, you played yourself. All right, I'm taking shots at everybody today. Everybody getting skitty pop today. You know what I mean? By the way, this is joke.
Skitty keep pop, and a pop, boom.
The black community out here, I'm showing you like all of your heroes. But then they jump up there. I like to thank though and thous and those and these and R's and S's and shit. Pronouncing their T's and R's and crossing their dots and I and their T's. Somebody said, can I comment on my Myron beef? Go fuck yourself. Take your ass somewhere else. There's no beef, nigga. I am the king of kings. Go fuck yourself and take that nigga drama somewhere else. We're doing the fucking show here. All right. Interrupting my show with large paragraphs about some beef. I don't beef with nobody here on YouTube. People try to get my attention and I do my show. Now back to the fucking program. Let's go. These are your grannies out here. Let me cook. All right. People have beef with me. I keep doing my fucking show. Back to the fucking show. Here we go right here. We have Jennifer Lewis, age, I don't know what, old ass woman. Okay. Old ass woman. So this woman here, Jennifer Lewis, this is some of y'all, a lot of y'all black mammies try to emulate Jennifer Lewis and the ilks of these Negroes that grow up in the upper bourgeoisie and the boule. All right. And they watch these Negroes on Waiting to Exhale. And then your mammy basically tries to emulate her down the line. Okay. Okay. So they'll end up trying to emulate them. These actresses, because the boomers and the Gen Xers, they still are highly propagandized by television and movies and magazines and newspapers. Like, they watch Fox News and they watch MSNBC and whatever they say. They watch Good Morning America, acting like these people on the screen are their friends. George Stephanopoulos said, ass nigga. George Stephanopoulos ain't your friend, nigga. He a paid operative of the New World Order. All right, what the fuck? Who cares about what this nigga talking about? Everybody know that shit. We don't give a fuck. These people are our friends. Arnold Schwarzenegger wife ain't my friend just because she get up on there. Hi, Good Morning America. Whoopi Goldberg ain't my friend. They're paid operatives of the New World Order. New World Order. They part of the boule of the upper crust Negro community. They're nothing like you. Well, anyway. Jennifer Lewis on a podcast admitted this. And this is why y'all got to let me cook and not talk about this goofy ass YouTube beef. That shit don't pay the bills. Nigga, I'm out here teaching you real lessons. Jennifer Lewis says she slept with 63 men and didn't realize she had an addiction until the AIDS epidemic. Ring the bell. Jennifer Lewis has been very open about her struggles with sex addiction. In interviews in her memoir, she explained that sex became a way for her to cope with pain, insecurity, and emotional issues during her younger years. Now, one thing, again, this is why I don't comment on that beef shit. That shit does nothing for me because who cares, nigga, you high school niggas. I'm going to tell you something. Specifically with women and younger women, they're all going to go through this. Because as I said, when they experience trauma, sex is a release for them. When a woman experiences trauma, sex is a release. If you deal with a woman that says she was in a dark time, she was going through a rough patch, she's in struggle, she's in survival mode, she's dealing with a bad breakup, she's recently divorced, all I hear is this. This is what I hear. And you guys gonna have to learn that. That's all I hear. All right. All I hear is this right here. Wait.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
That's all I hear. All I hear is cock carousel. I've been in depression. I'm suffering from anxiety and stress. That's all I hear. Cock carousel. That's all you should hear. All right. When she says that, I'm in a dark place. It was a dark time in my life. I was going through some issues. That's what she was going through. Deals, Nick. Her parents died. Fucking. All right. That's what happened. She going to go get some dick. Okay. And that's how you should look at it. And she just revealed that. She just revealed that right there. She said right there. She explained that sex became a way for her to cope with pain, insecurity, and emotional issues during her younger years. There's the younger years. My brain stem wasn't developed, so forth and so on. I'm in survival mode. I need peace. I need to go through some sort of soft girl era or some sort of, all I hear is, all right, I was going through, I broke up with my ex and I was just, took time to focus on myself. This is what that means right here.
You are.
Wait. All right, that's what she was doing in between her ex breaking up and giving time and space to focus on herself. That's what she was doing. She was healing. That's what she was doing. I was going through a healing journey. So 69 years old, Jennifer Lewis says she had sexual relationships with 63 men before realizing her behavior had become unhealthy. People gonna say this is not true. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take you to the tail of the tape. We have videographic evidence. We're gonna go to the tape, as they say. Old people are gonna say, "Where's the tape?" All right, because young people are like, "What tape?" Well, everything used to be on tape, y'all. I don't know if y'all realize. Everything was not on digital MP4 and MP3, nigga. There was actually tape. Right, it was a tape that things were recorded on. Here it is. Let's play the video right here. Her with Keke Palmer. By the way, I was not a fan of Keke Palmer prior to this. I didn't know much about her, but I do knew about her, some things that she said on the internet that I reported on, and plus her relationship with that light-skinned nigga went left. And so I really didn't have a positive view of Keke Palmer until there's a TV show that she has that is very good called The Burbs. I got hooked on it while I was on the airplane coming back, international flight, 19 hours. I was started looking at the show. I was like, this is a great show. All right. But shout out to Keke Palmer. But that's Keke Palmer there. All right. Let's hear Jennifer Lewis saying that she got ran through when she was younger.
There's no shame in my game. I talk about everything in my memoir, The Mother Black Hollywood, everything from my addictions to molestations, abortions, childhood abuse. There's no shame in my game. Yeah.
All right. So she said early terminations of pregnancy, abuse, sexual abuse, no shame in her game. And I'm going to say, bruh, 63 is more like 163. But as you can see, she has the black bourgeoisie accent going on here that I was talking about.
Yeah, bitch, it happened. I slept with 63 men. Now, that was fabulous. But
Oh, my gosh. Give me some of that.
Yeah, no, you don't want that. You know what I wish I had known? I wish I'd known my body was a temple. I didn't know it. I know it now. And
what let you know that maybe, this is a problem?
I'm listening. Oh, no, I never knew it was a problem. I thought everybody was right. Hey, titties and hips for my book. But anyway, yeah.
This is some of y'all's mamas, bruh. I've been telling y'all for a long time. I know you don't want to see y'all mamas and mammies and grannies and aunties and uncles. Well, some of y'all uncles too. Y'all, and she got her feet out. Look at them bunions and corns. And she still don't feel bad about it because she didn't get the clap. She probably got the clap, but she said she had several early terminations of pregnancy. Several. Yo, granny. Several. Imagine your grandmother saying she got several early terminations of pregnancies. You had uncles and aunts that were not born. Imagine you learned this information. You're sitting there and grandma going crazy telling you, and you're like, wow, all right, granny, Chill. All right, chill. This is too much information. Okay. And look at her. Keke Palmer says, I want to do that too. Keke Palmer, I already know, bro. Don't act. I know you've been outside too.
No. I didn't know it was a problem. The addiction. Look, when you get off a Broadway stage and all that.
There's a Negro shit. Broadway stage. I performed on Broadway. Fucking in the back alley of Broadway. You wasn't on no Broadway stage. What Broadway play were you on? All right, some shit back in the back alley, down the street. All right, there on Crackhead Row of Broadway. You wasn't on the main fucking. Let me continue. All right, anyway. I was on Broadway.
Ovations and applause and people praising you and the mobbage and the homage. What are you going to do? You're going to either go stick something in your arm, you're going to go smoke something, you're going to drink something to come down from that high. So I used to just go find a gorgeous man and out of him.
Oh, my goodness, ma'am. Look at this. Somebody said she from the Lou. You was performing at the motherfucking Negro section of Broadway. Off Broadway. Bro, I was in Broadway. I was theatrical actress off Broadway. And then she's actually just validating my belief is that women that go through trauma, just like men, they're going to do what? They're going to look for a fix. They're going to gamble. She said, shoot up drugs. And she said, I would just find a young niggy to F the ish out of me. And look at her. Ain't no shame in her game. Man, I'm going to tell you, man, the reality is, and I've been telling you, is that modern women see what young women are able to do. And they're seeing that young women can be overtly sexual and be sexually free and independent. And now they're reclaiming it. We've seen Holly Berry do this. We've seen all the Generation X women who are doing this now. They're now able to admit openly and have no shame in their game what they used to do that was hidden and covert. That's what I'm saying. The newest part of it is the overt expression of their past and their expression and their acceptance of this behavior. And that's what's new. So now they're coming out 63, 64, 70, 76. There's a woman here, Jane Fonda, still bringing up old names of old dead niggas that tried to hit. Jane Fonda. Okay, like what? Jane, sit down, bruh. Let me see. How old is Jane Fonda? Jane Fonda is 88. For young people who don't know who Jane Fonda is, she used to be the shit back in 1967. Jane Fonda is 88 years old, and she out here naming niggas that you tried to fuck and fucked. Like, this is insane. This is Jane Fonda. I believe she married Ted Turner. All right. Didn't she marry Ted Turner? That's Jane Fonda back in the day when white women used to be the lick. All right. You know what I mean? Back there with the beehive hairdo. Jane Fonda is up here naming names. In today's world, like, yeah, he tried to hit. Marvin Gaye tried to smash. You're like, ma'am, like what? The one nigga that played in The Godfather hit. Like, she just recently was naming somebody that used to hit. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find the news on Jane Fonda. She said here, okay, they ain't gonna give me the name. She just recently named somebody else. Oh yeah, I used to let him knock the Mario coins out of him. Like, ma'am, take that 88-year-old Punani somewhere else. I ain't trying to find out who used to smash. Yeah, Marlon Brando hit. Marvin Gaye tried to hit. She turned down Marvin Gaye. She just mentioned somebody else recently tried to smash. I'm like, man, are you serious? She married Ted Turner. She didn't marry Ted Turner. But I can't remember who it was. But I saw that headline and I was like, bruh, like, man, go sit down with that old rotten snatch. Like, he said JFK. JFK definitely hit. But there's y'all's grannies out here bragging that she got ran through back in her younger years, but she's a marriageable woman now. I don't even think she's saying marriageable. There she is right there.
What are you gonna
Somebody said Robert Redford was the guy. Probably.
Hey, I mean, that's what I did. I would have sex. Sex was the drug. And it wasn't until when life got real and the AIDS epidemic hit where I went, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's got to be more to life than just me clawing at the void of who am I and what am I?
Yeah.
Let's how about
And now they're getting into now they're getting into what did I tell you? A lot of women what I tell you, a lot of women settle down after a sexually transmitted disease scare. So they'll get sober after they catch herpes. They'll get sober after they get gonorrhea and syphilis twice from a Jamaican nigga down in Jamaica, right? So then they'll have a wake-up call. This is my teachings, literally step by step. So now you see they sobered up. Oh, man, I saw a couple people get AIDS. Oh, man, I caught the clap, all right? And then they were telling me if I catch the clap one more time. So now the sobering, and now they're like, yes, sister, yes, clock that T. Clock that T. All right, now they're clocking that T and getting sober. After I got ran through, I discovered it wasn't healthy. It's like, yes, speak, queen. Speak, our queen, desired queen. We go uplift you, queen. Tell us, sis, tell us. Clock that T.
While we go find out, Jenny. Let's go find out who you are. Let's go find out where you belong.
Oh.
Let's go find out why you came here.
Oh, okay.
Let's go find out who you can help. Let's go find out who.
Look at this shit now. Let's go find out. I figured I'd work at the soup kitchen line instead of getting ran through and throttled. I figured I'd help the homeless. I figured I'd go out there and work for the NAACP. I figured I'd go out here and just go out there and start protesting and starting riots for no reason. All right. I figured I'd go ahead and sell my soul to the nanny goat in the Democratic Party of the communist socialists. Okay. I figured out here I'd go out and speak on the poverty stricken people of the world and the Negroes being abandoned. I figured I'd go out there and register niggas to vote for Kamala Harris and shit like this. And Shirley Chisholm and Jesse Jackson ass nigga and Bill Clinton. I figured the nanny goat was in order at this particular point. Clock that T ass nigga. Clock that T. Now she got sobered up because niggas started catching AIDS and dying. All right. What the hell? In the heat of the night ass nigga. Like, what the hell, bruh? I figured I'd go out and collect donations for Black Lesbian Matters ass nigga. Like, what? Look at this shit. Yeah, sis. Do it for the culture. Do it for our ancestors after 63 niggas ran through. I figured I'll get together with Sidney Poitier and what's the other nigga's name? What's the other dude's name? Harry something? I can't remember his name. You know what I mean? Anyway, figure I'll get together with Sidney Poitier and Jesse Jackson, and we get together and we raise money for the Rainbow Push Coalition. And then talk down to you poor people out here. Tell us out here and campaign. Harry Belafonte ass nigga. Yeah, Harry Belafonte and Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby. And they was having orgies the whole time. All right. They was out there. All them niggas was out there having fun. Martin Luther the King. They're getting together to do they Negro shit. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. Commercials and shit. We are the world. And then afterwards. Coca and train. Quaaludes and trains. Orgies and trains afterwards. All right. They call me Mr. Tibbs. All right. Where's Jennifer Lewis? Bend over. Jennifer Lewis, there got to be some punani out here. Hey, call Jennifer. Harry Belafonte up there like, call Jennifer up. She's easy to hit. Oh, my gosh, man. These Negroes anyway. Shout out to everybody. But I'm the degenerate. These are your heroes. Anyway, it's the evil world we live in. We have a young son of a video vixen. Who remembers the video vixen days? We're going back in the day. I told you y'all mamas was 304s, man. Ain't nothing new under the sun. But here we go right here. We have a man that says he grew up with his mom being a video vixen. And as we guys know, video vixens used to be the shit back in the day. That was our Instagram. Video vixen models. All right. We used to wait to watch BET Uncut, you know what I mean? 106 in Park, and watch all the fine young honeys. Gloria Velez and what was that one name? Megan something. She was on the show with Joe Budden. All right. She used to be a video vixen. All of them girls out there in the apple bottom jeans, the boots with the fur, that type of shit. All of them girls and shit. Yeah, what are them? What are them video vixen girls? Yeah, Maya. Just girls out there with big fat booties and shit. You know, even the white people had video vixens. She's my candy pie. Is it candy pie or cherry pie? And it was a slutty white woman that looked like Kelly Bundy. And the girl was like 16 in the video. Don't at me on this, man. I'm giving y'all a good rundown. The girl was literally 16 in the video. Aerosmith had a girl in the video that blew up. Who was the girl that was in Aerosmith's video? And that was like, she's so hot. Literally was 16 years old in the video. Don't at me. It is what it is, bro. Hey, look, I'm giving y'all the rundown. Ain't nothing new in this. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Yeah, Alicia Silverstone blew up, got famous because she was in the Aerosmith video. 15, 16. And his daughter was in the video 15 to 16. But if you trace back the dude in Aerosmith, well, he had a 16-year-old girlfriend at this time. But that's neither here nor there. Tawny Katayan. She's my cherry pie. 18, 17. Tracy Lords, 15, 16. It is what it is. We used to love women. I'm not going to go into this. But this man has something to say about his mama being pretty. So we're going to break this down on it's the evil world we live in. Let's get into it.
It's an evil world. I remember when I was little, my mom, she used to be like a video vixen or whatever. She used to like date rappers. Whole time she was just getting fucked on by these niggas. They wasn't even really dating her because they never claimed her.
Oh.
She used to go backstage and stuff like that. I remember we walked through this long ass venue. It was a bunch of people on stage doing concerts and stuff like that. We walked all the way to the back, and I guess it was like Ludacris backstage shit where she was dating Ludacris at the time. We go back there, she see the nigga, and then we leave. And then it was the same situation where she was dating T.I.
Oh my!
We went to Cascade for King's birthday. We went to the back to see King open his presents and stuff like that, and then we left. She didn't even buy us skates or nothing. And what's crazy is T.I. bought out the venue. We could have got skates for free. It's just the fact that she was showing us off like a purse because she looked so young that she had to prove to the niggas that she was fucking, that she had kids so she could get more money out the niggas.
Oh my goodness gracious. Coach, ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new under the sun, gentlemen. It's just overt now. So now we're living in the age where the video vixens kids are speaking out. Well, just wait till the OnlyFans kids are speaking out. Wait till the kids that are now 8, 9, 10 grow up in 20 years and they start talking about their moms being OnlyFans girls. When Daphne Joy's kid, 50 Cent's son, he's 13 now, allegedly, when he comes out and starts talking about the trauma he saw and what his mama was doing, turning tricks, allegedly. Okay, like this is where we're at, bruh. And he naming names backstage, underage. Now, we used to call that, and people thought I was joking, but this is real. His mama was backstage, underage adolescents. How you doing? Fine. She replied, hi, side. I like to do the wild thing. Action took place. Hey, kind of wet. Don't forget the J, the I, the M, the Y, yo. I need a body bag. Hey, do me, baby. Do me, baby. Do me, baby. Do me, baby. And I told y'all, man, the dudes the girls these dudes used to sing about were literally 15, 14 to 19. Now, today we got old hoes and skeezers still running around here. But dudes thought the women that these men, the women that these men were singing about were like 25, 30. No, these women were backstage, underage adolescents. How we doing? Fine. She replied, hi, side. I like to do the wild thing. Action took place. Hey, kind of wet. Don't forget the J, the I, the M, the Y, yo. I need a body bag. All right, let's get back to the video here. He naming names, bro.
And she wasn't even helping us with the money. Wasn't even paying bills or nothing like that with the money because my stepdad was paying the bills, but he wasn't staying with my mom because she would force him to stay with his mom or stay wherever he was staying because she didn't want him staying in the house so she could fuck other niggas. Really, she was cheating on him with my dad. while my dad was cheating on my stepmom. And then he would drive all the way 12 hours to come fuck my mom. And then be bullshitting and stuff like that, where they was emailing back and forth and shit, talking about they was finna get married, and my stepmom caught that goofy ass. And then they ended up having to fall out and stuff like that because of my stepmom, because he had to get his shit together. Whole time, she's still doing this shit back and forth with these rappers and stuff like that behind my stepdad back.
Oh, the humanity.
Brothers killing other brothers. I thought the object was to love one another. Hey man, listen, let me tell you something, gentlemen and ladies, and gentlemen and ladies, kids, people who want to have kids. I'm going to tell you this lesson about kids. And you might remember this as your own self as a kid, but as adults, we forget. When you have kids, you think kids are dumb. I've been trying to teach you this, and this is why I teach. I don't just gossip. I entertain, but I teach. But one thing you're going to have to understand as a parent and teachers and adults, we think kids are dumb, and we think they can't put two and two together, and they don't have instincts. They don't have like, what do you call, like red alerts. They don't have things that'll trigger questions and you causing confusion in front of them. So you'll do things and you'll look at the kid and be like, oh, that kid's dumb. They don't put two and two together. They don't know. But one thing you have to understand is kids are very intuitive. This is why when they're with strange people, or they get lost, or they separate from the parents, they get anxious, or they see people that they don't know and familiar with, and they freeze. They might not be able to fight. They might not be able to verbalize it, but they're very instinctive. And they even know that, okay, if you're married to mom, why are you talking to that woman? Why did you give her a hug? Why did you give her a kiss? They'll ask, and they're like, you're married to mom. So women and men will think kids are dumb, and you'll have them, and you'll be like, okay, sit in the back seat. You'll give them an iPad or a phone, or give them McDonald's or a cookie or a treat, or you'll give them ice cream after the fact to cover from this. But what happens is you think they're not watching. You think they're not watching you. You're like, okay, they're not looking, but they're sitting right there. Or you put them in the bedroom, and then they see some nigga coming up the stairs. All right. And then they ain't going to look out and peek through the door. People think kids are dumb. And I'm going to just tell you, as a parent, kids are not dumb. All right. Don't think that they're dumb and not seeing this, and they're not registering it, and they're not learning from it, and they're not losing respect for you, and they're not traumatized by these actions. Yeah, there's trauma. And these trauma events are forever in their memory. They can recall it. They can remember the day, what the weather was, the smell. It happens. They may not be able to put the whole story together, but they're going to have some memories related to this. And the more you expose them, the more they're going to actually interpret this later on, when what's going to happen? They start experiencing it themselves in the real world. Okay, so in the real world, they'll start experiencing real life situations where they'll start dating girls who start lying to them and moving funny. And then these events will come up and go, damn, my mom was moving like this. My dad was moving like this. My granny was moving like this. I saw them doing this when I was 9. And now I know, because now I'm dealing with that situation. Now, the insecurity of their girl going to a nightclub, a party, and they're insecure. People are like, oh, you just insecure. But they're like, nah, I saw my auntie. I saw my grandma. I saw my mama moving like that. Now I see how she was moving. Now you got step parents, and you see how your step parents are moving, and you now remember why people were tussling and arguing, and you were 8, 9, 10, and furniture were moving. And you're like, oh, wow. That's because dad was getting feedback that the mom was out here creeping. So why creep? Yeah, just keep it on the down low. So now as an adult, you start experiencing it, and now you know where that trauma insecurity comes from. And now people don't want, oh, well, you need trauma, you need therapy. This person is a person that they're going to say, well, this guy just needs therapy. He hates his mama. Well, nah, his mama was moving funky, as you can see, but I'll play portions of the video. Let's continue.
While he paying her bills, and she leaving, doing red carpet events and shit like that. I don't know what the fuck she was explaining to him, but we was at the house by ourselves, where he couldn't come watch us and shit like that because she didn't want him to know what she had going on. So we would literally be at the house by ourselves. Me, my brother, and my sister just sitting in her bed crying, waiting.
All right, waiting for her to come home. Back in the day, you used to just leave your kids, and women would leave their kids. I had neighbors Two young boys. I think I was probably 12, 13, or 14, and I had neighbors of a young woman, and she drove a Jetta. She was a little baddie from 1980s, and she was a young mom. She had these two young boys, and she would just leave them there for days. They would come to my door. You got some sugar, you got some water, you got some bread. And that's how women used to do growing up. They'd be down there with Eazy-E and James Worthy and all the Lakers and Magic Johnson and them, partying, getting tricked on, fucked on, doing monkey double backflip, stripping, and all this shit. And this woman used to drive a white Jetta drop top. I remember it like yesterday, bro. And I barely saw her, but I saw them motherfucking broke ass kids every day. They was at my door begging. And I was like, what you need sugar for, nigga? Oh, we gonna make sugar sandwiches. You got some syrup? Like, damn. And now what happens is when you grow up to be an adult, now you know your mama was a skeezer. You knew your mama was a skeezer. You're like, damn, just leaving you at the crib. By the way, that wasn't child abuse back in the day. Women could just have 2 and 3 kids, just staying up there hungry and shit. Cupboard bare, begging neighbors for shit. All right, let's continue.
For her to get home. And this bitch on planes going across the country, doing red carpet events, meeting up with Gucci Mane and fucking T.I. and all these people where I remember at one point in her life, she was just a fucking threesome for T.I. and Tiny where she was going out her way to get fucked on by these niggas. And then she had Bow Wow friend Cleo, the nigga from Ho, Zero. He took me to Chick-fil-A and gave me a Chick-fil-A sandwich and shit like that, told me that I need to be a better kid for my mom because she trying so hard.
Okay, so I don't know. Look, Chick-fil-A, was Chick-fil-A around at the time that he might have been a minor? That might be questionable there, but you do hear this, what you call the simp enforcing. So now you have the son husbandry of the men that knows their mom is a skeezer. So the people in her church know mom is a skeezer. They know she's turning tricks for Deacon Clapcheeks. And what they'll do is they'll get the son in there. Do better. Your mom is struggling. Do better for her. You be there. You protect her under all costs. Don't snitch on her. Don't go to the Child Protective Services. Don't claim to be abused. So they'll prepare the son to be a son husband. And a lot of people in the community do that, knowing the mom is out here doing bad in life. All right. She out here not doing well and covering her bills by, CGA taking care of them bills. Okay. All right. Chick-fil-A, y'all saying Chick-fil-A was around at this time. So shout out to you. And I'm going to say this guy is probably in his mid-20s. So yeah, that doesn't go that far back. Okay. Yeah. Don't snitch on her. Don't tell, don't call the police. You know, if you ever home alone, just trust me, your mama out here making it. She got to take 8 buses and she got to walk uphill both sides in snow to make a way for you. She out here working 3 jobs in the middle of the night, bagging groceries. Meanwhile, she up in there jumping up on Deacon Clapcheek's dick like a pogo stick. All right. So, and she out there at T.I. and Tiny's house doing threesomes and trains and orgies. All right. Doing coca and smoking weed up. All right. So that's what they're saying. You can see the simp enforcing, planning that image in his head. Trust me, your mom out here doing well here.
And gave me a Chick-fil-A sandwich and shit like that. Told me that
by the way, giving a kid, this is called grooming, by the way. This is grooming. Every definition of this is grooming. But of course, grooming only happens to women in our culture. So what did they do? They gave them fast food, dopamine. They gave them ice cream, cake, German chocolate cake and shit, and all kind of apple turnover pies, lemon meringue. All right. They started giving them lollipops and blow pops and all kind of now and laters and shit, and big bag of fucking Chicago popcorn with the yellow and the caramel popcorn and the white popcorn, the Chicago mix. Meanwhile, your mom got her ass tooted up in the VIP section of Magic City. All right. Yeah, just like that, bruh. All right, let's continue.
Need to be a better kid for my mom because she trying so hard. No, the fuck she not. This bitch is giving out coochie. That's all she was doing. That bitch wasn't doing shit for her kids. That bitch was going out her way to have fun and give out coochie to niggas so she could have money and have all this shit because she was pretty.
Hey, by the way, man, this is every sugar baby. Hey, ladies, I mean, I have sugar babies that have kids. All right. Just so you guys know, ladies, your kids see you out here with CGA and get them daddy season out here.
Get them daddy.
Your kids can see you. Your kids can see you.
Okay, daddy.
All right. Golly, he out here telling on these young ladies out here, making a way for themselves, making a way on my own on the street, selling kitty cat. Let's continue.
And then I remember it was a time where she brought us around Gorilla Zoe and shit like that and was trying to introduce us to this nigga and we didn't know who he was. So she had to apologize to the nigga because she felt bad that we didn't know who the fuck he was.
Oh.
I'm like, bitch, nobody give a fuck. We need our mom.
Oh.
We want you to take care of us. Fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my goodness. Jeez Louise. Oh. Then they grow up, and then when he starts doing the activities and he starts running through women, guess what? He's traumatized. He's going through a midlife crisis. He's gay. He really want to be with men, but he's just using his sexual expression to women to hide the fact that he's gay. And really, it was your mama the entire time. Okay, yikes.
It's an evil world.
Hey, by the way,
we live
dear
in.
mama, shout out to mamas. I'm not talking about my mama. My mama was a God-fearing woman. Okay. They should have had the saxophones on that shit. All right. They should have put the saxophones in that. All right. But anyway, I'm not talking about my mamas. I'm talking about y'all mamas, y'all hoe ass mamas. Cause I'll be out here with some of these future kids, these future adults mama out here. All right. I love it. Everybody hug and kiss your mama and go tell your daddy that you're sorry for what your mama did to him. But that's how we get through this. You know what I mean? I'm your friendly neighborhood nigga therapist on the internet. By the way, we got 2,000 people in the building. Shout out to y'all 2,000 Negroes. Hit the like button. White people, you too. Any Asian women in here? All right. Any Asian women in here? Come to daddy. You know me.
I like to get dominated.
We got the main event coming up here, matriculating the ball down the field. Main event coming up here right before the third hour. We're right on schedule. Shout out to my son's birthday right here. He made 19 years. So shout out to him. I got no minor children that I know of. All right, but I will when I hit Asia. All right. Anyway, I'm going to have a lot of Blasian children here in the future. All right. And I'm going to love every moment of it, creating them. What do we got here? No government name. He says Big Tigger is the not mine type of guy, but he crashed out. He could have did the free agent lifestyle, but got himself hemmed up like the dummy he is. And this is the thing, brothers.
You big dummy.
No government name. A lot of dudes don't realize that when you guys are making decisions about relationships, marriage, and you're in your mid to late 30s, 40s, you're not looking at the time. You're not looking at it third dimensionally, as they say in the Back to the Future movie. You're not looking at it. So you're in your late 30s, 40s. And I know women are like their fertility window is pushed back and they can have kids and family and they can consider it if in fact it works out or you want to have kids. Guys, that's a 20-year commitment, bare minimum 20 years. Now, if anything goes wrong, which we're going to show you in the main event, something's going to go wrong. Something's going to go left. Nothing's perfect, especially if you're marrying late. Most of you people are not going to be able to do well marry late because you're used to being single. All right. And so thus your independence bell is going to ring and you're going to want to be out there. You can't tell me what to do. And so what happened is your 20-year commitment turns into 30. Well, just do the math. If you're in your mid 30s, that means you're going to be doing this until your mid 60s. When you should be grandparents. Technically, the way people are moving today, y'all, grandparents are dead. Nobody's going to know their grandparents, or your grandparents going to have 1 foot in the grave, at least by the time you show up. But by 60, you should be grandparents. All right. But what we're having is, especially these black men, particularly, but it doesn't matter. All men are out here trying to do the timeline of the woman, and you're out here being a father, going through child support, getting arrested for contempt of court, a failure to pay child support, and you're going to be 60. Like, what the fuck? That one dude, Faison Love, 59, failure to pay child support on a 6 or 7-year-old. Cooked. All right. Big Tigger, 53, with a minor child going through a criminal case for domestic violence. When I said I refuse to do that, I was like, dude, there's a better life than that. There ain't enough love that I'm missing to risk being put in this situation. There's no fucking way. I'll be single. I'm good. Somebody said MC Shan. What did MC Shan do? All right. MC Shan and Marley Mall. Shout out to all the people out there. The bridge, Queensbridge, Queenbridge. Was he on child support? I think I did a story on him back in the day. I'm not sure. Go to MC Shan's page. What did he do? All right. Is it an IG page? What did MC Shan do? Everybody's like, who the fuck is MC Shan? MC Shan was one of the first great, let me see here. Okay, he has a video out 13 hours ago. Huh? Damn, MC Shan. All right, he had one of the biggest rap beefs of the 80s with KRS-One. KRS-One.
Girl, listen. I want you to hear this song, right? If anything happens to me before I talk to you again, forgive yourself. You just wasn't old enough to understand the things that I had to do as a parent to be what the fuck it is, right? So forgive yourself. Don't hold nothing. I'm not that type of nigga. I don't want you to feel no kind of way.
All right, MC Shan. Okay, he probably gonna take forever to fucking get to the point here because old people can talk like a motherfucker. All right, MC Shan got to be damn near 70 at this point. He's speaking in all caps.
You never talk to me again, and I do happen to die. Love you, my nigga. Listen to the song.
What is he? Okay, he has a song. I can't play it there. I had 24 hours to live. I can't play the song because there could be some copyrights. Young people, MC Shan used to be the MC in the place to be. All right. Back in the day, rocking the party with Marley Marl. His ex-wife took his kids. Thank you, brother. So that's what it is. His ex-wife. What? Okay, so I see what's going on. There's several posts here, cryptic posts, I would say. His ex-wife took his kids. Oh, here it is right here. When your kids say F you, you say F them. Okay. So I see what's going on here. All right. Wow. So he's going through some issues. How old is it? He cannot be 61, bro. I know MC Shan ain't 61. Okay.
Baby girl, while I'm telling you about how you fucked up, you see this? You see what that says? Nigga, you had $12,500 on this motherfucking credit card. I put you and your sister on my credit. Nigga, your shit was $800 coming out the box. How you 16 and got $12,500 on the credit card?
Hey, bro, you out here showing your barcode on your Visa card. Okay, so let's look up how old MC Shan is. He looks 70. All right, MC Shan. But we have to realize the rappers back in the day were really young. Really, really young. All of them were teenagers. All right, today's rappers are pretty much teenagers too, but they mostly pop off when they're adults. But if you think about the early rappers in the 80s, almost all of them were teenagers. MC Shan, Sparky D. What's the other one? The other woman that was dissing. She was in the Juice Crew. You know who I'm talking about. They made a movie about her. Shantae, Roxanne, Shantae, the real Roxanne. All of them were like 16-year-old, 15 and 16. All right, back in the day. LL Cool J was like 13, 16, 17. So these rappers from the 80s were literally teenagers. I mean, literally. Foxy Brown, even, especially the women, were like 15. All right, they get a Puerto Rican bitch, a pretty Puerto Rican. Here's a microphone and some lyrics. Get on here. Roxanne, Roxanne. They rapping about 15-year-old girls. Roxanne, Roxanne. I want to be your man. Yo, Kango. All right. To the hip, the hip, the hip, to the holiday, the hip, hip, hop, and you don't stop the rock, to the bang, bang, boogie, the up, chuck, the boogie, to the rhythm of the boogity beat. Now, what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. Ass niggas. Rapping about 15-year-olds and shit. Oh, man, oh, Lord. Thank you, man, for the 2,000 people in here watching the greatest show on earth. All right. I also do karaoke on the side. I'm thinking about doing a karaoke bar with a bunch of Asian women working up here. Yeah, it was just recently that these rappers start rapping about 21-year-olds, because before they were rapping about 16 and 15 and 14-year-olds. All right. Shout out to MC Shan and Marley Marl in the house. And they just came from off tour, and they going to show you where they came from. The bridge. Somebody shout out to you guys, man. It's crazy. All right, shout out to Gregory Benjamin getting his money right over there on the Cash App. We love to see it, and we love to report on it for everybody waking up, going up here. We out here winning. We out here winning the game. We got some people over here that are on the Ko-Fi. We got Camster email says the foot doctor is insane. Shout out to you. Okay, I got you already. Shout out to our brother. It is Christopher says, what's up with the ODJ still hating and crashing out on CGA? At least CGA shows pretty women on his shoulder. He says, what are you showing ODJ? Nathan, free agent lifestyle for life. Yeah, what he's doing is provoking. You know, I've been telling you about the manosphere for a long time, where I know the background data on the manosphere. I've seen enough manospherians off stage to realize it's not the place for me to be. All right. Most of these guys are underdeveloped teenagers that really haven't accomplished much in life. And their biggest accomplishment is their YouTube channel. I mean, that's it. That's where they fucking hang their hat. That's the biggest thing they've ever accomplished is YouTube. All right. So what they're doing is he's trying to provoke me by even invoking, you know, conversations about my family and my kids and stuff like that. And, you know, he has a very low IQ, low frequency audience as well. So I've never associated with the Black Manosphere at all. I mean, it's not I did a speech at the Black Man. I don't consider those guys the Black Manosphere. All right. I consider the Black Manosphere the underdeveloped group. All right. The redheaded stepchild of the internet, not the educated Black Manospherians. Those people are not the Black Manosphere. All right. Those people don't realize that. The only reason they claim to be Black Manosphere is to hang their hat on the losers of the Black Manosphere because they are popular. But here's the thing, man. You know, what they're doing is just trying to provoke a response, and they're not going to get one because they're not worthy. They can't do what I'm doing. And so that's where they're at. So, yeah, they can do what they want. Shout out to the Black Manospherian Conclave. And, yeah, apparently he put out a video of information that was well known for the last 7 years, right? I actually saw the video. I clicked on it and I went to the comment section, and the comment section was he was reporting on something like, oh, I figured it out. Everybody knew this. But of course, again, everybody knows that they're trying to provoke and get into some sort of beef where they can go in there and do their immature shit. But I didn't make this platform to beef with men because, well, not many men can stand up to what I'm doing and what I'm telling you because they don't have the experience in the receipts. It is what it is. All right. Anyway, we told you got to show and prove. And I've actually said we are in the year of the receipts. You got to show me what you're talking about. And I'm out here showing you in real time. CJ says, shout out to the Coach Gang. Been here since the Bang Bras days. He says, I don't know when they going to learn that the marriage wheel is undefeated. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. All right. I got a family. All right. I'm a family man. I'm doing the right thing. A lot of men typically get into marriages because they want to do the right thing. And I am similar. All right. One of the reasons I got married is that I wanted to do it right. I was like, I want to do it right. I don't want to be a baby daddy. I don't want to be out here, you know, with multiple kids by multiple women. I want to do it right. Okay. Somebody said, I disagree. Receipts not needed. All right. Again, go back and return an item that you bought without a receipt. Receipts are needed. Receipts must be shown. Niggas say receipts are not needed. And guess what? Go back to Best Buy without a receipt. They sending your ass back with that busted ass TV. But back to what I was saying. A lot of men want to believe they are doing the right thing. And so what they'll do is they'll go down the matrix. Okay, they'll go to the matrix. Okay, they'll just basically say, what does the matrix say? The matrix says do this. But then what happens is they'll get played by the matrix. They'll get played by the plantation, and then they'll realize they're alone. You are not alone. I am here with you. And then you realize you're by yourself. Okay, we're going to see this with Lavar Ball. He's going to get emotional about his divorce because he said, I did it the right way. How many people have done this in life? You were like, you're like that dude in Falling Down, Michael Douglas. You're like, I did it the right way. I did what I was supposed to do. I followed the rules. I never committed a crime. I never got so much as a parking ticket. And I never violated the law. And guess what? I didn't get rewarded in society. Who got rewarded? The bad guys, the criminals, the cartelos, the hoes. Who's ever been in that situation where you're like, this is terrible? Like, why do the good people not get the rewards on earth and the bad people do? Who's been in that situation? I did it right. I had kids with my wife. I didn't cheat on her. I got married. I put a ring on it. I went down on bended knee. And what did I get? A divorce. And all of a sudden,
here's William.
And then you're all alone, sitting in a hovel, a car, a studio apartment, and now you're wondering why you getting drugged down the divorce court like a common criminal. Why child support's treating you like a piece of shit deadbeat. And you're like, why? I did it right. She was the one that filed for the divorce. She cheated on me. Why did she get alimony? What about me? Why is she out here ruining me? What about me? That's what happens to men when they do the right thing. So they'll get up in there and say, I'm a family guy and I'm dedicated and this and that. They'll talk that shit and then they get hit with the divorce and then they start crashing out.
Here's William.
This is what happens. You don't see it coming. I'm doing the right thing and therefore I should be rewarded. You're a heathen, coach. You're a degenerate. Then they get divorced. And then they're like, coach, what do I do? What happened? Then they start making videos like they never listened to my videos. Let me tell you what happens in the divorce, people. Like, yeah, nigga, I already got that catalog. I already done told you what happened. You're going to get hit over the monkey ass head. And the judge going to bend you over the goddamn judge's chamber and all that money's going to come out of your assets. Shout out to our brother Mark Muhammad says, Jennifer Lewis has a very loud, distinctive laugh. I saw Jennifer Lewis I swear Jennifer Lewis is at the start of your song, Bad Boy Having a Party. Also, Jane Fonda was a dime. I never saw her young. When I saw her, she was a devout feminist doing workout videos and yes, married to Ted Turner. That's what I knew about Jane Fonda. She was just in the leotard back in the day. Let's get physical and shit. All right. She basically was like Olivia Newton-John doing workout videos. Let's get fit. Look, let me show you. This was when I was a kid. This was the dream white woman back in the day, y'all. This is what the white archetype, the white phenotype was. Let's get like the innocent shit, like the Mork and Mindy perm. All right, non-skeezer, skinny as a green bean. Let's get physical. Everything they did was under innocence. She's not a skeezer and a whore. She's a good woman. She wouldn't go out there and get a train ran on her ecclesiastically. Let's get physical. I want to get, even the song Let's Physical literally is a sex song hidden under what they would call innuendo. It's just innuendo. Back in the innocent days of music where we didn't just say F and punani and Dilsnick and bend over. We had innuendo to deal with. Let's get physical. I want to get physical. Let's get in the physical. Let me hear your body talk. And then they working out. They're like, we're not talking about sex. We're talking about working out, ass nigga. Who's thinking about sex? You always got something. You got a dirty mind. We're talking about sex and aerobics. I'm sorry, we're talking about aerobics, not sex. That's Jane Fonda back in the day. She was a nice piece of. Is Olivia Newton-John dead? I always say somebody's dead and they be alive. I swear to God, I think Olivia Newton-John is dead. I think she died probably during COVID. Is she still dead? Let me see here. Olivia Newton-John. She dead. Yep, she dead. 2022 during COVID. Rest in peace to Olivia Newton-John. This is the white phenotype again. This is a lot of people don't realize white women used to have to just be skinny. Green bean. She was in the movie Grease, by the way. Little flat back. Let me show you this real quick. Let me see here. Grease. Grease is the word you heard now. She was the ultimate flatback supreme. I'm talking about pancakes. You're the one that I love. Ooh. Look at that, bro. Ooh, wait. I'm talking about 87 pounds right there of white woman. All right. 87 pounds of white woman.
Where the white women at?
This is why white men, if you were born in this generation and you had this on your arm as a white man, you was winning life, bro. You were winning life. You got the ideal woman. All right. This is why any man that's like 45 and up be like thick. I think not. All right. I want a trophy wife. No hips, no ass. All right. Pancakes for dinner and breakfast, lunch and dinner. You're the one that I love. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. I want my wife to be under 100 pounds, 5'4", under 100 pounds. All right. I have the ideal wife. That means I'm a millionaire. I earn about $300,000 a year. All right. I'll tell you, man, that's the ideal woman back in the day.
I am so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow.
All right. Collarbones and shoulders. This the type of woman, like, you know what I mean? You will push her down and she will separate her clavicle all from her esophageal protuberance. Okay. All right. All of this. All right. This is the type of woman she be trying to kid you. I hate you. And you be like, sit down, young lady, and fall down and all her shit. She separate her shoulder and shit. She bonk her head. She at the hospital with a sling. She got a motherfucking bruise on her finger. She like, oh, all that, bruh. This is where women didn't used to be strong back in the day. Now you got these women running around here looking like the Incredible Hulk. All right, we changed. Let me show you some here. Now these women out here running around here looking like the Incredible Hulk. All right, now you don't have many women looking like that. Now they on GMO, steroids, testosterone. You got CrossFit chicks with abs and shoulders and trapezius muscles and quads and gluteus maximus development. All right, white women unchanged. You got Viking bras out here, bitches in here with they don't got flat booties no more. Flat booties don't exist anymore. Like this is what happens. All right, you got women out here drinking all of this formula and milk. All right, milk trying to do a body good. All these women out here jumping around, sucking down protein and measuring their carbs, and they out here running around. White women running around here with booties. You can't even find flatbacks no more and Jordache jeans. All right, these women got mustaches and beards now. All right, they out here crazy doing kickboxing and shit. All right, they out here, man. Yep, they doing HGH, all kind of shit, bro. They out here, man. The days are, hey, man, y'all missed the good old days. Now y'all got old weightlifting women and women that wrestle you and shit. And like, remember we showed you at the beginning of the show that black dude jumped out the car. These women all overweight with gunts and bellies and all kind of shit. They walking around here 6'3", talking about I need a guy 6'4" or above, making $150,000 a year at least. Because I make $75,000, man. Boy, oh boy. Times have changed just a little bit. Yep, they trying to do kickboxing and shit and MMA. They cursing like sailors, eating cigarettes for breakfast, taking drugs for lunch. It's like, what are we doing? People don't realize how times have changed, all right? Some things change and some things remain the same. But boy, today, these women built like linebackers, bro. Let me show you what these women built like today. Shout out to the ladies and gentlemen of today's show. Do me a favor, hit the like button. I'm going to give you a demonstration real quick. This is how, I'm going to say something here, but I don't want to say it. All right, you match with a woman on Tinder and you liable to have this show up. Like, oh my Lord, when men used to be built like this. Oh, the humanity. All right, but now the women are built like this. You know, I've been working on my career. I'm looking to settle down. I'm 36, 40 years old. I'm looking to have a baby, possibly some in vitro fertilization. Oh, the humanity. They look like this with a wig on. You like, ma'am, how am I supposed to lay you down and throttle you? You know what I mean? How am I supposed to give you the domination choke? And you looking like Farouk from the Nation of Domination. Like, what am I supposed to do, ma'am? Like, how am I supposed to justify this? Okay, like, this is crazy. Like, what? And then, like, these men don't approach anymore. All right, these men don't approach no more. And then they got the nerve to say the young dudes got more game. All right, let me show you said young dudes having more game. All right, so this is what the young dudes look like. When I say men are the new women and women are the new men, I kid you not. This is what the young men who are supposedly out here that got more game than the men in their 40s today. This is the young men today. Let's go. Am I cooking? Hit the like button out here. These are the men of today, built like the women of yesterday. And the women of yesterday built like the men. The women of today built like the men of yesterday. Let's go. This is what we have today. This is what we going out here, bro. Tell me.
New world order.
Come on, man. Press 1 in the chat if you agree with me.
New world order.
We have flipped roles.
New world order.
It is what it is. I mean, look. These men out here are skinny in the waist, bird chested, skinny spaghetti arms, and the women out here looking like linebackers.
New world order.
Like, what are we doing here? Is this the
new world order?
They're turning the frogs gay, said by a famous person that I might not be able to name here on YouTube because, well, we both are on the shit list. All right, but
new world order.
You know what I'm talking about. It's just a different time. All right, we ready for the main event, man. Yes, I got to kick this main event. I got to get it done in 30 minutes. All right, you think I could get it done in 30 minutes? All right, something like that. All right, really like something like that, 30 minutes. All right, let's see if I got everybody before we kick this ball off here with the main event. Thank you for joining us. 2000 in the box. Apparently, they said CGA's career is over. All right, apparently not. We out here getting numbers of major monetized channels. How we do this? Well, you got to be the king of kings. Shout out to Xavion. Quickly says 50 to 60 is the average age most Americans make their first $1 million. If you're 45 plus, you need to keep and be bossing up to hit that first 7-figure year. He says, not thinking about settling down. It's the prime time for the money mindset. And it's definitely the prime time for men to win. All right. This is when your wins start stacking and you have no other choice but to make that money. So keep winning. Right? Keep living and keep winning. We got one more. It is our brother Lamont James says, as a black man, when you're older, you're supposed to fall on the sword to the community. Even other black men will depolice so you can stay on the plantation. He says, while they are off like ODJ. All right. So he's off the plantation, telling you to get back on the plantation. That is a basic tactic of people telling you to get on the plantation, and then they're like, yeah, but you'll benefit. And then when you lose, they nowhere to be seen. All right. They're not there to help you. You're all alone. And that's what we're going to talk about here in the main event here. Let's go ahead and run the intro here and get it in. It's the main event already.
New world order.
All right, Lavar Ball, you guys know him. He is the NBA father of at least 2 first-round draft picks, those being LaMelo Ball, who just been traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves this morning. Breaking news from the Charlotte Hornets. If you didn't know, LaMelo Ball, the number 2 draft pick in one of the recent drafts. I think he was the rookie of the year, or he should have been. And he actually has a funny clip of him doing some gay-ish. All right, it's funny as hell. He also has an older baby mama. All right, a disaster. All right, and that's LaMelo Ball. He also has Lonzo Ball, who is the oldest son, drafted number 2 to the who did he get drafted by? The Lakers? I think he was the Lakers. All right, LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, and apparently he's messed up his knees and his ankles wearing allegedly the Big Baller brand shoes, and so his career has not been very good, although he started off very decently, but not very good because his knees and ankles are all messed up. So he's had 2 first-round draft picks, 2 number 2 picks. I mean, that's amazing for a father. And he called it. He said, my kids are going to be picked. My son's going to go to the Lakers. Like, he literally planned it out, and he went the unconventional way of getting his kids through the system of basketball. He changed a lot. All right, he changed the AAU circuit. He changed high school basketball, LaVar Ball, down in Chino Hills High School. He changed the AAU circuit. He changed the shoe deals. All right, the shoe deals where people would just have to go with Nike and all of that shit. He changed the shoe deal game because the shoe companies used to run everything. LaVar Ball changed that. He changed the fact that fathers can determine the career path of their sons. All right, so he was very, very instrumental in changing the path. And, you know, he faced a lot of people wanting him to just get out of the way and let them get their grubby hands on their sons. All right, even the women, he said back in the day, do not be out here messing with hoes. Get you a good woman. And guess what happened? The kids didn't listen. They out here with, you know, baby mamas and being told that they're deadbeat dads. And They didn't listen, unfortunately. So that's neither here nor there. Shout out to any of these people that are watching, if you watch, because some people, they definitely do watch my show. But he was also known as a dedicated husband, which did break the mindset that dads can be dedicated husbands to women. Now, the woman that he was dedicated to is a white woman. All right. So shout out to this woman here. And not only that,
Where the white women at?
she's a white woman that basically stayed quiet and behind the scenes. And so there she is right there. So they were married. He was able to just say, you know, and he said he married her because she was a former athlete and tall. I believe she's above 6'2" or 3. He's tall. He played, I think he played college football. He had a cup of coffee in college football. And then he said he selected her because she's tall and he can make some mulatto kids and then put them through, you know, they didn't have to go to the Negroid system of survival.
When business slowed, Hank asked Copilot in Excel how to help bring back the $1 slice. Copilot runs.
Hey, shut up. All right. So she definitely stayed behind the scenes for most of the early part of us learning about the Ball brothers and Lavar Ball. So she didn't take the front seat, right? She didn't come out here and say, I need attention too. Now, eventually she would have a stroke, all right, in which she then further stayed behind the scenes, and he was able to nurse her back to health while getting her back on her feet. So people realized that somewhere around COVID or somewhere around 2022, 2023, around that time, she suffered a stroke. And he was able to stay dedicated to her. That doesn't mean he didn't have any side bitches. I'm pretty sure he had side bitches. But she suffered the stroke. And he stayed loyal to her and down with her. And people gave him a lot of props for that. Because people saw him as somewhat a narcissist and selfish, that he wouldn't do that. But he's anything but selfish. I mean, he put his sons first. Then he put his wife first. Now, he is abrasive. He is, you know, for all intents and purposes, people think he's an a-hole. People think that he's no good. I do have a picture of him with my son back in the day. I just remembered that. I'm going to see if I can find that as I'm talking about the story. But we went to a shoe event down in California. In Anaheim, they used to call it Sneaker Con. I don't know if they still do it. But I actually have my son and him taking a picture together. And I think one of the other Ball brothers was there. It was either Lonzo or LaMelo. And back then, my son used to follow all that shit. But I just thought about that. I was like, oh, shit, I got a picture of my son with Lavar Ball. I wish I would have pulled it up and been ready for it. All right, maybe I can find it here. I know people are like, nigga, just get on with the show. We don't want to hear about that shit. Fuck your picture with your son. But he's a cool dude. But people think that he's narcissist, selfish, and abrasive. But I think he's the opposite of that. And people don't give him props for putting his family first. With that being said, the marriage wheel is undefeated. For people who want to know what the marriage wheel is, you're new to my content, this is the marriage wheel, and give it some time. Somebody's going to steal this shit, remix it, and claim it for their own and say, I don't own it, and it's a real pill talking point. All right, that's what they're going to do. That's what they do to me. Nigga, you don't own that. Anybody could say that. So this is the marriage wheel. I came up with this. I wrote this in a book. It's published, even though people will say it's not copywritten, nigga. It's a real pill talking about, right? People are going to say that they don't own it, and they're just going to remix the shit. But I came with the marriage wheel because I actually been a part of that. And I've seen a lot of people go through the marriage wheel. And the marriage wheel starts on the upper right. And that is the engagement honeymoon period, which some people will say, oh, this is how a marriage should work, right? And this is how it happens. And they'll be, you know, in their first couple of years of marriage, and they'll think everything is great. Well, it's all relationships are great at this point. If your relationship is toxic at the honeymoon period, well, something is wrong. And I've seen people remix this already. Then you go to the middle to the right, and that's what I call the investment stage. The investment stage simply consists of investing money, energy, attention, and time into the relationship. This is buying houses, having kids, going on family trips and vacations, bonding together, doing family pictures, going to school, school fees, private school trips, vacations, and, you know, all of the shit that you would expect men and women to do in a relationship. Building a family is what they call it. Okay. So that is the investment stage. Then you have the bottom, the whole complete bottom, which is the bait and switch, which all relationships experience, the bait and switch. The bait and switch basically says that one person in the relationship is going to change the rules of the relationship, male or female. Typically, it is the female that changes the rules and the guy doesn't change. So she'll say, well, I no longer want to do this as part of being a wife. And then you have to agree to it. Okay. And then if you don't agree to it, you get divorced, which would be the upper left-hand portion. If you just say, nah, I don't want you to do that, I ain't doing that, you go over here to the upper left, which is going to be the divorce, or I call the detachment phase. You're going to detach, separate, detach, sex is marriage, possibly going through a divorce or something like that. And then this is when you financially pay. Now, people don't realize this, the I'm not happy phase, okay, right here. I'm not happy. We grew apart. I'm not happy anymore. I need to focus on myself. I need to detach from you. We need to separate. And all that is cock carousel. She's just going to want to get fucked. Now, the will continues by what you saw people even say to me is to do what? Re-enter the marriage wheel. All right, coach, you need to settle down and not be out here ho-hopping and being out here being community dick. You need to be out here not chasing my daughters around. You need to go out here. So even the men in the manosphere and outside the manosphere or adjacent in the manosphere told me to re-enter. This is just recently. In the last 5 months, people have been finding out what I'm doing, and they'll say, go back in. Go back into the plantation. Don't detach. Give it another chance. Settle down. You're a late bloomer. You didn't get holes in your early life, so you're trying to do it. You're in the midlife crisis. Okay? Marry an older woman. They'll tell Shannon Sharp. So they'll see you out here living freely, and they'll tell you to go back in. That's what recreates the will, which will tell you 60% to 65% of people remarry after a divorce within the first 3 to 4 years. But the divorce rate is above 65%. It's actually terrible. All right, statistically is one of the worst things you can do in that time period. That's why we tell men to stay single for 5 years. Don't date regular women. Just go ahead and go trick, get a sugar baby, have some fun, get some fun time girls, hook up, go fix your life, rebuild, and then you'll look at relationships differently. If you cannot get remarried in the first 5 years, you're likely to stay unmarried. You're likely to just be a free agent. So that's called the marriage will. And just give it some time. Somebody's going to jack it and say, I don't own the shit. All right. All right. But I've been teaching this for many years, and it's also demonstrated in my book, The Free Agent Lifestyle and the Evolution. All right. So that's the marriage will. And which I tell you, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. At some particular point, one of the spouses are going to pull the ripcord. One of the spouses are going to say, let me off here. Okay. One of the spouses are going to say, look, I think this is it. Now, I was lucky because mine happened after year 8, all right, going into year 9. Now, you have to realize the divorce doesn't happen overnight. We talked about this earlier this week. There's an emotional divorce. There's an attachment. So the divorce doesn't happen out of nowhere. There are things that lead up to divorce, and there's a straw that breaks the camel's back, and somebody finally gets brave enough to say, that's it. So I made it to almost year 9, but I could probably say at year 5 was the first straw. All right. It was the first emotional detachment. And it's hard to explain to people because people think somebody cheated or there was some abuse. He finally socked her and then that was it. No, there was an emotional divorce, and there was a time of people trying to make it work. Then marriage counseling, it didn't work, affairs, financial, emotional affairs, physical affairs. And then people just find ways to try to survive. And sometimes it's not worth it, and they pull the plug. So in this situation here, we can clearly see that Lavar Ball reveals that his wife, Tina Ball, has filed for divorce after 30 years of marriage. 30 years of marriage. 30 years. Now, that's, to me, crazy, because gray divorces are often divorces where the man is in his 50s, maybe his 60s, and he can never financially recover from this. His earning days, his high earning days are over. He's plateaued his financially, and now he's got to split up the cost, split up the house, split up the kids. He's probably going to be ostracized. They're going to forget him on Father's Day. They're going to go to her father's house on Father's Day. Nigga, you're going to be by yourself. She'll possibly have the kids cape for her. We saw Steph Curry do this for his mom during her great divorce from Dale Curry. Steph Curry sided with the mom. And they say, yeah, he was out there cheating and he was out here doing X, Y, and Z. And then everything you've invested in the relationship goes to naught. All right, the kids will be like, yeah, he wasn't shit. And now you back in your own in a rocker chair with your liver and spleen rupturing. And now you're by yourself. And you can't afford to financially recover and get a Filipino nurse because now you out on your ass. So you want the divorce to happen. You don't want to drag your feet. But a lot of guys won't recognize the signs of the divorce, even that they're causing, or that she's causing, and then they'll just kick the can down the road, hoping that it's not going to happen to them. Coach, I've been married for 12 years, 13, 15, 17, 19, and I'm still good. What do I tell you? That's all great, but both of y'all got to die together, nigga, for your marriage to be considered successful. For your marriage, say, hey, we both died together and we both stayed married and faithful and down for each other, nigga. All right, 10 toes down, and we both died together, so it worked. And then I'll give you a fucking standing ovation. Until then, nigga, set the clock. You on the clock. You're on the clock. Don't tell me shit until I see both of y'all niggas dead and buried next to each other in a damn cemetery plot. That's a successful marriage. Okay, until then, nigga, you are vulnerable. You're actually worse vulnerable once you hit the 10-year mark. Okay, but I don't want to hear you brag that you good. All right, my wife down. I found somebody that rock with me. Keep living, nigga. Keep fucking living. As you can see, 30 years. Now let's see where the announcement was made. And it was made awkwardly on a live stream with Neon. All right. Shout out to the live streamers. Making it to the point where all of the news comes from live streamers. So this is him. That's Lonzo Ball. Sorry, that's Lavar Ball talking about his wife, Tina, divorcing his ass.
And that's why even you know, with my wife, you know, who Tina decided to go her own way. That's why you don't see her right here. But she want to go do something else, that's fine with me. We had our run. So even though she had the stroke and getting older, she would never be like, oh man, she was always beautiful in my eyes until you say, I want to go do something else. Yeah. Now you're not as beautiful to me again. And the fact that if you decide to go this way, I'm gonna go that way, that's fine.
That's deep.
It is what it is, man. I mean, like I said, anytime you can find somebody you can stay in love with for a long time or for one day or whatever, if you can witness that love, that's good. I had that with her. And I found somebody else, but it is what it is.
Wait, who?
No need to worry. And you know what? I'm gonna give you something, and it's somebody who's working for me.
Okay, so as you can see, he found another woman, but as you can see, he done stepped in dog shit already. It's someone working for him. So he's got a woman that has been possibly in the scene, possibly he might have an affair with to begin with, to force Tina to file for the divorce and leave. He's saying, and she's not speaking out about this yet, but he's saying she wanted to do something else. All right, we don't have the whole story, and unfortunately, we don't have all the details. We don't even know if he's being honest about this. But now he found another woman, and it said he doesn't want to say. But if he is going with the woman that he works with, again, like I said, the worst thing that happens to men after divorce is that they try to prove that they're not the one that messed up, so they'll quickly get in a relationship with another woman. Okay, they'll quickly get into another marriage to try to say, well, it wasn't me. I found another person. I was able to get a woman. I found love again. And they don't go through the healing process of the divorce or the financial recovery. And then they end up stepping in dog shit again. Like I said, statistically, 65% of people remarry. Women tend to remarry more than men. But typically, the remarriage happens within the first 3 to 4 years. I'll pull up the data for you. And while everybody else will swagger jack the shit. All right, remarriage after divorce. By the way, all of this is not monogamy either, so go fuck yourself. All right, let me see here. When does it happen? I should say the statistics related to that. Statistics. It says individuals remarry. On average, individuals remarry about 4 years after divorcing. All right, so that's the data that I want to show you there. Typically, and women are more likely to remarry than men. Right there. Individuals remarry about 4 years after divorcing. And it's about 65%. Let me see if you can pull up the statistics. Remarriage after divorce. Right there. 2/3 of divorced Americans eventually remarry. Divorced men are slightly more likely. Oh, I guess I got it wrong. Divorced men are slightly more likely to remarry, about 64% than women, 52%. Like, who wants to marry a divorced woman? Men typically remarry faster, with the median 3 years post-divorce compared to 5 years for women. However, the second marriages have a higher divorce rate, roughly 60%. And people are going to call me a fucking nihilist and all kind of shit. And I'm hurt and bitter and traumatized and need therapy. But there's your data. I mean, divorce is common, 40 to 50%. I'll give you 50%. I'll even say it's higher than that statistically if you take in consideration all marriages. But then when you look at second marriages, look at this, disastrous. Disaster, nigga. Like, that is a walking disaster. Shout out to Demolition. So people do get remarried, but they are highly likely to get divorced again. Remarriage is more common at older ages. 67% of previously married adult age 55 to 64 remarry, compared to 29%. So remarriage is common amongst older people. Younger people tend to say, fuck all that shit. Fuck the dumb shit. Pops will fuck me up quick. Shout out to Ice Cool. Right there. So it's the old boomers, the codependent people, the people who believe in love and after love. Okay, going back to this situation here. He found another woman and he's already ready to move on. So let me see here. We have another clip here. Lavar gets emotional about the relationship. Let's see if this is the second clip, and I wanted to react to this live, so I don't know what he's going to say. All right, here. All right, let's see what we got. Here we go.
You know, who Tina decided to go her own way. That's why you don't see it right here. But she want to go do something else. That's fine with me. We had our run. You know, she had the stroke, and getting older, she would never be like, oh man, she was always beautiful in my eyes until you say, I want to go do something else. Yeah. Now you're not as beautiful to me.
All right, so he's detached. And a lot of times when men express that they've emotionally detached from the woman and they're ready to move on, people will say it's cope. People will say, oh, that's a red flag. You love her. If she asked you to be back, you would get back with her. Well, no. I mean, most men are able to walk away. They're like, all right, you want to do your own thing. You want to have sex with other dudes. You want to be violated out here. Dudes will move on. Like, okay, there's no coming back. All right, there's no coming back. Now, some dudes end up going back to their woman, but some dudes will be like, okay, that's it. I don't see you as who I used to see you as. And, you know, I have no memory of us even having good times. Let me talk about this part. He mentioned this. She had the stroke and he was there for her. Now, people also know that Lavar Ball recently, as last year, lost his leg. Okay. Now, this is where people are going to say she ain't shit for this. Okay. She was there for the good times, eating up all the food, drinking up all the drink. All right. At the high points of the kids being drafted, going through the part of the investment stage and seeing the investment stage hit fruition. All right. So now we're seeing the fruits of our labor. Now that the good times are over and the sons are millionaires, she doesn't need Lavar, especially in his dark times. So now he lost his leg. His leg got amputated. All right, Lavar Ball's leg amputated. This was last year. Okay, his leg was amputated, so we got it right here. Or his foot, not his whole leg. It says Lavar Ball had his right foot and part of his leg amputated following a severe complication from diabetes. He suffered a life-threatening foot infection that spread into his blood, requiring 3 surgeries, 4 blood transfusions, and he's since recovered and has a prosthetic leg. This happened in 2025. Okay, so that was last year, and it was March of last year. So it's been almost a year. And by the way, if you have diabetes, all right, be careful out here, because diabetes is simply probably going to start manifesting itself in your lower limbs. All right, that's where you're probably going to see the first signs of you having some issues. I mean, you're going to have signs of other issues, but you're going to find that the issues are going to start being down here. And that is simply because most of the stuff that you're consuming, mainly the sugars and so whatever the things that are happening, typically starts hitting the bottom of your body, and it just settles down near the bottom of your body. It goes through your system, and then it's down there in your ankles and your feet. So if you see people with swollen ankles, swollen feet, these type of things, all right, this is a clear hint at diabetes. All right, diabetes. And now it doesn't mean it's 100% certain it's going to be diabetes, but typically when you see overweight people and severe overweight people, and then, you know, they wear moo-moos and things to cover their ankles and their cankles and their feet and toes, and see, you know, that definitely is where everything settles down there. And that's where you're going to be the first sign of trying to fix it, is in your lower half of your body. All right. So watch out for white death, salt and sugar. All right. These are not great things for you. They sure do taste great, but in many ways, diabetes can be negatively affecting you. And of course, if you are dating women and older women, you want to know if they have any liver or kidney health issues, or diabetes, because you're going to pay for it, nigga, and you're going to be taking care of her. Ladies, you too. These old niggas trying to remarry, you better watch out for them, all right, because you're going to be a damn nurse for them, all right? So a lot of women don't want to be nurses for people in this situation. So there he is with the amputated foot. He has since got a prosthetic, so we can show you that. But here's where people are saying is that she left him when he was down bad. And that's the cold-hearted truth about it. So while she was suffering from the stroke, he was there for her. Now this nigga got the peg leg and she gone. Damn. It's an evil world we live in. So yeah, man. Hey, in sickness and in health.
It's an evil world we live in.
Until sickness and in health. Now this woman don't want to have sex with a peg leg. Now people are going to say, Coach, you're making fun of his diabetes. I'm just describing it. People say I'm not making fun of it. He would even laugh that I called it a peg leg. Now niggas would be like, you're making fun of his cancer. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just describing anatomically what exists. Now sometimes people just say I'm making fun of it, but it's not. He looking like Captain Hook, and he probably would agree with it. I'm just letting you know. It's just okay. How else am I supposed to describe it? How else am I supposed to describe this shit with some sad music? Oh man, right? Get the Wilford Brimley mustache out. If you suffering from diabetes, all right, what am I supposed to do, nigga? At some particular point, I'm gonna suffer from some shit, nigga, and I'm gonna just be like, I ain't gonna tell y'all niggas because y'all gonna make fun of me. So, all right, you making fun of his cancer? No, I'm not. I just described anatomically the results of said cancer, like I'm describing anatomically the results of diabetes. He's got a peg leg. All right, god damn, you hurt feeling ass niggas. You know, y'all be trying to hurt my feelings with this shit. What am I supposed to do? What do you want from me, ass niggas? Anyway. We got to find humor in this shit. But the cold part is, man, look, when he was down bad, she wasn't there for him. Now he's got to listen. Now he got to, like, she didn't want to have sex with a nigga with a peg leg. You know, like, she was like, nah, bro. Like, he was like, let me take my leg off so he can get some strokes. Because I can imagine, you know, when you're in bed or you trying to stand up and stroke, I can't imagine that having a prosthetic leg is going to be very successful for you to get your balance and shit. You know what I mean? Like, she over there, you know, you need flexibility. You need to hop up into position. You know what I mean? You can't bend your knee quite right. So, you know, she might have got the ick tossing her legs up, and he was like, you know what I mean, moving his leg, taking his hand and taking his leg, arg, you know, and then she's like, ugh, nah, man, nah, I can't be in bed. By the way, and I was sitting in this situation too when I ruptured my Achilles. I was married at the time, and I can imagine my wife quite getting the ick when I was in the cast in a boot. All right, I'm in the cast with my foot stuck in one position, and I'm trying to stroke. Like, you know, my wife probably got the ick. I mean, that was right before our divorce. So she probably got the ick too. Like, this nigga trying to have sex with me in a cast? Oh my Lord. Ick. So what do you think about this situation? Who's in the wrong here? All right, that's the fourth leg ass nigga. All right, let me see here. Who's at fault here? You know, both it takes two to tango. Takes two to game. But who do you think is at fault in this divorce? You know, she has millionaire sons, so she doesn't need Lavar to take care of them. The sons will take care of them. I'm going to say Tina Ball versus Lavar Ball. I'll let you vote on it. We don't have the whole story either, but it's sad that you can see 30 years go by. We saw Greg Mathis get his wife file a divorce after 40 years. And they loved each other, man. And then, you know, it went off the rails at the last second. You know, 40 years down the drain. Greg Mathis had to come out here and simp. And, you know, people are going to say Lavar is going to be hurt by this. Certainly 30 years. You're not going to be hurt by? Bro, people hurt after breaking up after 6 months, nigga. You in a 6-month relationship and you're brutalized. Okay, certainly after 30, like most of you guys' roughest relationship, y'all wasn't even together for 6 months. Tell me I ain't lying. Like, you was like, she did this and I found out she did that. And these bitches ain't shit. Y'all didn't even make 6 months. Imagine 30 years, nigga. Like, what the hell? Like, Jesus Christ. Man, it's cold, man. But anyway, Shout out to you guys. Tina Ball's catching that L over here. Not a surprise. Not a surprise at all. Let me do the super chats because I got to get going. But it's been a great show today. Been a great show. And most of y'all over here over ugly ass women. Like, this is the reality of it. Y'all not over here because a supermodel broke your heart. Giselle Bundchen didn't break your heart. Who broke your heart? A piece of trailer park trash. A skeezer black woman. A middle of the road, regular white girl. A fat white woman. A crazy ass chunky torta Latina. A nondescript ling. A ling that was just middle of the road, nondescript. The describer, you'd be like, describe your ling. Well, she was kind of small. She was about 5'2". She had jet black hair, not a curl in sight. She had slanted eyes. Her skin looked a little creamy yellowish. She did not have a big booty, and she did not have a sense of humor. All right, you're like, oh, that could be anybody. There's about 1 billion women that fit that description. That could be anyone. All right, and she woke up and said "merp," and she had a poker face, and she was always making coffee for me. Oh, let me see here. Interesting. Did she wear baggy pants? Yeah, she did. All right. Like, dude, you guys are here not because of a very attractive women breaking your heart. You're not here because hoes broke your heart. You're here because good, regular women, stock factory issue women, became hoes and you didn't want to believe it. And then you found out she was a hoe too. That's why you're here. You're not here for no highly attractive bitches. You only deal with highly attractive bitches if you got the stomach. Anyway, it is what it is. Hit the like button as you exit today's stream. Did you enjoy the lessons today? The lessons are there, and somebody's going to take these lessons and then say, I don't own them. Let's see here. Man, a ling broke my heart. What does she look like? She had long jet black hair past her shoulders. Oh. Right down her back, right here. Or she had the Bell haircut, the Taco Bell haircut. She had the Taco Bell haircut right above her shoulders. All right. Looks like they put a bowl on her head and they just start snipping her. Yeah, her. All right. Identify this woman. Let's see a picture of her. And you're like, oh, that looks like everybody I went to middle school with. She basically looked like every other woman I done seen. All right. All right. Shout out to our brother. We got a couple more. Shout out. I'm going to call y'all brother. Puck Man says 13 years divorced, 50 years old, 1 kid, almost was pulled back in a marriage. He says right here, 1 year after divorce, shut that down, dated hundreds of women ever since, earned more than I ever had, traveled the world, successful kid, free agent lifestyle for life. What more do you have to prove? What more, Puck Man, do you have to prove? You done your time. I served my bid. I did my time. I paid my time back to the community. I raised kids into healthy adults. I coach my kids sports, AYSO soccer, AAU basketball, flag football. Like, I did my time as a parent, bro. All I need to do now is survive as long as I can and take it day by day and touch and put hands on young women. That's it. There ain't nothing else I need to prove. I don't need to prove I can be married again. Again, I'm not trying to have no kids again on purpose. So what the fuck? All right, let me enjoy my time. Shout out to you, Puck Man. You win it. I was on the PTA board. I fundraised for my kids' school. Nigga, I don't have to prove I can get women on the strength. I don't have to prove that I can have a relationship work. Man, I'm good, bro. Been there, done that. I served my bid. I did my 20 years. What more do you need? Niggas want me to raise other people's kids. Why don't you get in there and raise another person's kids? Fuck all that. Shout out to our brother Rick from H-Town says, the media always comes down on Lavar about how he raised his voice towards his son. As a father myself, I raise my voice because I'm so passionate about what I teach my kids, but also because I give a damn. Soon as I stopped giving a damn, I became a sperm donor. which is typically used against men, which happens is if you yell at, because we're literally like, we just want people to have rational conversations with people. If you speak with passion, it's yelling and screaming. If you confront somebody who has done something wrong, you attack them, right? So we force people into trying to be monotone robots and raising kids. You're training people to be monotone robots at work under high stress. And it makes it that this is what I think is the result. Although I understand what people are saying. Yeah, you might be losing control or grip of yourself when you yell and scream. That makes sense. You don't want to be abusive. But what I think is happening is because people don't want to become that person, they're taking that stress home. They have no outlet for the stress. They have no outlet for the anger. People act like anger is just not human and emotions are not real. So what happens is people keep these emotions bottled in. Sometimes they take them out on their loved ones, their partners, their kids, their because you can't do it in public. You can't. So they find somebody to take this out on, or they bottle it up and they find themselves to be depressed, stressed, or anxious, or they don't know how to deal with it. Now, this is when you go to therapy or you medicate yourself, right? People might medicate themselves, drink alcohol or whatnot. They have no outlet. They might go see an old feminist therapist or a psychiatrist that gives them some sort of drugs to cope. And people are trying to find a way to not be abusive and yell and scream, because they'll just say, oh, you're abusive if you yell and scream. That's not true. You can be reacting. You're not completely out of control. You can be passionate. And even men today, they'll watch me and be like, oh man, coach is angry about something. No, I'm just speaking passionately about it. I care about it. Or I'm also doing something where I say, I tell a lot of people, I talk a lot on this show, but when I'm off, I don't talk a lot. Like, why? Because during my show, I'm getting a lot of passion out. All right. I'm going through emotions with you. I'm describing things. Right. And a lot of people think that I'm like this off the screen. I'm like, nah, I do this for fucking 4 hours a day and I'll be talked the fuck out. All right. I'm like, I don't want to say shit. I'm not passionate and emotional about anything. I'm actually doing this to entertain and create interest in the conversation. So I'm having to be emotional about it. I'm having to be passionate. Otherwise, I'll be like, all right, Lavar Ball got divorced and it was 30 years and that's fucked up. That'll be that. So I have to be energetic. I have to be passionate. I have to express emotions and anger. I'm not angry. All right. I'm not angry. This is not like, this is me, but this is not me. You're not my therapist. I'm not on the couch and you're looking at me going, he looks like a bitter old man. Like, this is just me being entertaining and interesting. So much so that I literally deplete myself for the rest of the day. After I'm done with this, I'm done. I don't want to care about nothing else. I don't give a nut. It's just about me. I'm going to just do me the rest of the day. Do me, baby. Pause. Shout out to our brother Rick from H-Town. But we got my son's birthday party coming up here. It's not a birthday party. It's just a birthday luncheon. And I got quite the agenda for the rest of the day. Quite the agenda. So I better get this shit going right now. Shout out to the Coach Gang. Hit the like button and we going to be back tomorrow. I hate to leave 2,000 people on the hook, but we going to do it. We out of here. Peace. And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Vibe blowing at the jack. Got the loud jumping at the pack. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the bands jumping at the bag. Vibe blowing at my jack. Got the loud jumping at the pack. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the bands jumping out the bag. Another milestone, look at that. Paper boy, got my paper route till I'm 6 down on my back. I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl's still a fan. And yo girl at the live show, so don't act like I ain't the man. I'm kicking my feet up, get frank like Aretha. I'm calm, but I'm teed up, just flip me a stack. The Rio just doubled up off of the muscle, I stuck to the task. They see me, I'm troubled, I'm bubbling up till it's stuck. And they want me to stay where I'm at. I'm good everywhere that I'm stepping, my presence is crucial. You know that this shit not no trend. On a big wave, I'm controlling the tide. Snake eyes when you rolling the dice. So with the stakes inside, I could never take another nigga advice. They can't reach the sky, I'm aiming up high. I just wanna know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like, I come from outside of this. Out the quicksand, I'm the big man, doing big things. Couple big change, up a state lines, doing stage dives on cam. It ain't no limit to my vision. Check the temp, I'm on fire with it. Got the bands jumping out the bag, Prosecco on ice. I'm nobody nice. Gonna run up a check, demand my respect. I'm doing the most, I never quit. They want me to quit. I'm good as it come, I'm good as it gets. Vibe blowing at the jack, got the loud jumping out the pack. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is